Journalists Arne Slot and Virgil van Dijk have all said they expect a busy summer and a big summer for Liverpool. Ekitike's price has been set for a summer move this summer, and Luis Diaz has a decision to make, or rather, Liverpool have a decision to make about Luis Diaz. And another Liverpool player has been linked to a move to Real Madrid. Really starting to hate that club. Sit back, relax, people. It's the Monday Night Live show. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, beautiful people. Hope you're well. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like, people. Look, liking the video is paramount. It should be the first thing you guys do, even before the show starts. The first thing you should do is hit that like button. So let's make it a habit, people, as opposed to a request. And let's get to 1,000 likes on this video. That's the target for every video going forward. 1,000 likes, people. Overall, well, 2 wins away from number 20, people. Yes, I repeat, Liverpool are 6 points away from confirming to be Premier League champions for the 24-25 season. It just feels beautiful, smells beautiful, sounds beautiful, because it is beautiful. 2 more wins, and that's if Arsenal win their games. It might not even be 2 more, guys. It might even be 2 more. This time next week could be a celebration, people. So we will see. But we have to start with what hopefully will bring us all celebration, and that is the summer, people. Big talk and a lot of rumors come out today. Let me start off with a certain captain who seems like he should be staying at Liverpool Football Club, and that is Virgil van Dijk. Got the winner yesterday against West Ham United to give us all 3 points. And he has said it's supposed to be a busy summer. I think the club is planning to make it a busy one. He says he expects to be challenging for at least the next 2 years, which kind of let the cat out of the bag that he'll be signing a 2-year extension. Just waiting on confirmation for that now. Arne Slot has also said we're definitely working on strengthening this in the summer. That is the squad. Ornstein has come out and said that Liverpool will be busy in the summer, and Fabrizio Romano has also said the same. Now, guys, look, we've been here before. We've been there before a few times. And it has always been a thing of Liverpool are going to go big in the summer. War chest, all these things. Spoken about ad nauseum. But how often does it happen? Not very often. And look, I'm not trying to pour water on the fire, and I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. But I'm just going to be real with you guys. I think I have to wait until I see it before I'm going to fully believe it. Because busy summer and big summer are very subjective phrases. For me, a busy summer is 6 or 7 players out, 5 or 6 in. For the club, a busy summer could be 3 players out, 2 or 3 players in. It's all subjective. Drift, how you doing, bro?
Good evening, brother. What's good, man?
Not too bad. Have you seen the quotes today?
No, do you know what? I haven't had a chance to see anything today. So I thought I would save my surprise for the show.
Well, I start with Fabrizio. He says Liverpool will be busy this summer. Ornstein says Liverpool will be busy in the summer. Arne Slot says we're definitely working on strengthening in the summer. And Virgil's come out and said it's supposed to be a busy summer. I think the club is planning to make it a busy one. When you hear those quotes, what are your thoughts about everything?
For some reason, I do know this. I don't know when I saw this news, but I do know this part. Call me naive. Call me a dreamer. I think we're going to go big this summer. Don't ask me why.
What's your definition of big? Pause.
Yeah, that's a big pause.
Big pause.
I was just gonna make such an inappropriate joke there, but I'll leave it. It's too much.
I think we should.
Oh man, it would have been way too much. Bruv, one massive transfer, like 100 mil or something like that, or 80, 90 mil, something like that, and then a couple of raw. How did we get him for that price? So like 2 or 3 players where like we're like raw, okay, all right, boom, and then one player where we're like raw. I can't believe we just spent that much money. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're gonna spend 250.
Is that before or after player sales?
Before.
Wow. You think we spend 250 before player sales?
Yeah. We haven't spent anything for 2, nearly 3 windows. I think we're gonna go big. I think Slot's gonna sit down with them, man, and Slot's gonna go, right, I just won you the league. Get me who I want.
All right, Matt, you've just joined on a bit of a bombshell. Drift reckons this summer we're going to sign players to the extent where we spend 250 mil before any player sales. Do you agree or disagree?
Before player sales?
Before, yes, before.
With the fact that we know some players will move on. If that makes sense. Like, I don't think it will have to be he's got to go, he's got to go, he's got to go. Once we've sold people, let's think about it. I think there'll be 1 or 2 like Nunes who they know's going guaranteed. Yeah, and they're just going to go and get it done. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't think it's going to be a summer of, we can't really do anything until he moves on. I think it's just going to be a go out and get this shit done. Get it done early. I got a feeling it might be a lot of end of May, early June transfer work as well. None of this pre-season's coming back round and we still don't know who. I think we're just going to go big and we're going to go all in on 1 or 2 players. That's what I think anyway.
Shout out to Desper says that Cal, that's an insider. That's inside
it. Some transfer committee, some Ian Graham on business.
The board. He knows something. Big up Imran, doing big things in Turkey right now.
I can't see. All right.
Sorry, before I come to you, Matt, let me ask you one more question. You say 250 before player sales. I should have been a bit more specific. Do you think we spend 250 net spend? So after player sales and everything.
No, not 250 net, because I think we'll end up getting some money from some players we are happy or not happy about leaving. So I think Diaz possibly. I think Nunes goes.
So you just think we spend 250 in total?
If you're talking about, I reckon in total we might spend over 300.
Okay.
And then we'll probably even it out at around 110 net once we get the players sold that we're going to sell as well. So probably about 110 after sales, 300 in total.
I got to ask you, where this optimism coming from, bro? You're throwing me right now. I'm not going to lie.
I know why you're saying that. I know why. I think
we're about to win the fucking league, bro. We're about to do this.
No, I hear you, bro.
The big boys are staying. We have to replace Trent with meaning. Yeah. We have to make a statement to let everybody know that, Liverpool's winning the easy league. All right, well, then we'll Pussy Clark win it next year. Then what are you going to say then? Huh? What are you going to say then? Huh?
Who is this?
Man, I'm going to doubt my team, you know? Nah, blood, it's getting me mad.
We never.
Man, I'm out here talking like with some little idiot boys.
Bro, we don't
like,
doubt
we're not about
team.
to win the fucking league, bro. Like, we ain't champions, bro. They need to talk to us nicely, bro. They need to look at us with respect. About we're gonna but Man City's gonna go ham. Arsenal's gonna try and get in a forward. I don't think Liverpool are gonna rest on their laurels. I don't think Slot's gonna allow us to rest on our laurels. I think he's gonna be the one that's gonna talk to them, man. He's gonna be like, look what I did without nothing. You have to give me something now. If you want me to defend this league title, you have to give me something. You have to make sure that it's proper. I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. I'm starting to get a little bit excited about Isak. I don't know what it is. So Something is telling me.
Brother, have you been drinking today, bro? What is going on, bro?
Nah, bro. Something's telling me that we're gonna go for Isak.
Do you want my perspective on it now?
Yeah.
and do you want to know? Do you want to know the reason why I think?
I'm flabbergasted. I'm not even gonna lie.
All right, Drift. Let me say what I'm gonna say now.
I think the lap goes Newcastle.
Here's where I'm going with it.
And then they sell Isak. That's what I think.
All right, I think that either goes Man out of Chelsea. Right. Here's what I'm gonna say. I understand the optimism because all the reports, including Virgil's quotes, including Slot himself, saying we're gonna have a strong squad for next year. Virgil saying we have to trust in the owners, but I think it's gonna be a big summer. I hear it, I do. But I can only go off history. I can't go off something that I've never seen before. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just don't know if it's going to be the spending spree that we all expect. Do I think we'll buy players? Yes. Do I think it'll be anything like last season or this season just happened? No. We will buy players, but I just don't know if it's going to be on the magnitude where we spend like 200, 300 mil. Now, albeit, we're going to sell players. Nunes is gone. I think potentially Andy Robertson's gone. I think Diaz may be gone. We'll speak about Diaz.
Robbo's going.
I think Tsimikas. Tsimikas is going. We already know Trent's gone. This is what I think Liverpool are going to do. This is just what I think. We're going to buy a left back. We're going to buy a striker. We're going to buy a wing forward. And we're going to buy a centre back. I think we will get 4 players personally. That's what I think we will try, or at least we will try and do that. I'll be surprised if we get more than 4. And I also wouldn't be shocked if we get 3. But you see this whole, it's now changed from Liverpool have a war chest to Liverpool are going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it's going to be a busy window. Yeah, it's going to be busy because players are going to get sold. But the only problem is though in this club is we don't always do the 1 in, 1 out. And rightly so, because sometimes it's about quality rather than quantity, innit? But if we get 4 players in and they're 4 very, very like high class players, I don't think we should be sitting there going, we ain't done nothing. So I think it's about just expectations. Don't expect too much. Because I feel like when we've expected too much, we get let down. I just feel like we should go into the summer knowing that we're going to strengthen. And if we do get an Isak, that's a bonus. And I hear just optimism because we're league champions. Why should we not be able to get Isak? The only problem is, though, is that the club he plays for are the richest team in the world. They haven't been able to flex their financial capabilities because they haven't been in where they need to be. Whereas this year, I think they're going to finish in the top 5 and they'll get Champions League football. So there it's like, does Isak really want to go? Is he going to stay another year? Because you've got to think of things like, Lewandowski's banged in 40, but how long is he going to stay at Barca for? I know Barca ain't got money, but somehow they'll probably make it happen somehow. So there's other things you got to think about as well. With Liverpool, though, I will say this. Everyone's saying the right thing. Virgil said, the owners are looking to go big. And he also spoke about, he mentioned 2 years because he signed a 2-year deal. So Virgil's expecting a very competitive Liverpool for the next 2 years. Same thing as Salah, hence why they signed. You could also argue as well, I reckon Virgil and Salah said to the board, if we're going to stay, we need to be competitive. Now, that doesn't mean Liverpool won't try, but will we get those players? I don't know. But at least, listen, if I see my team trying to get top players, at least trying, not only this fake stuff, I'm talking really trying. We're actually negotiating. We're putting bids in, not fake bids and things like that. Then that's what you can.
Is this PTSD talking though? Because
no, it's just history, innit?
For me.
But yeah, it's also history though as well.
I accept if that's the case, but I think we're going to move a little bit differently for this one window only, based on what we've done up to this point. I think we've deliberately, by design, left it till this window to go ham because of said targets we want or whatever the situation about assessing the squad. Rare. So 2 to 3 windows, no money spending. I also would just want to remind everybody that a lot of people, I even started to get drawn into it, didn't think that the big boys were going to be staying, that the club was going to be naive, was going to be stupid, was going to let them go. No, they're both staying with added money. So they're even though it's a little bit, they're both even getting pay rises. I think we're starting to move just a little bit different as a club. I also believe that I saw Mo's I saw the look in Mo's eyes when they said, "Do you think you can win things?" That ninja knows something. There's somebody coming to the club that's going to be a major coup. He knows. There's not. Did you see the smile in his face? Did you see the optimism? Did you see the way he was? He knows. They know the big boys are staying because they know something. I'm telling you, they know something.
And you think it's Isak? That's what you think.
And if it isn't Isak, I still think it'll be somebody very good.
Drift. I'm gonna ask you now. You got a blank canvas. Paint me your perfect transfer window right now.
Oh, it's way more than 300.
No, but you got to do realism added in.
No, it's got to be realistic.
Yeah, but realism. Like a good transfer.
By the way, your realism. If you think we're getting Isak, that's your realism, is it? But if you're gonna say things like Yamal or
no,
Junior or something like that,
then obviously I'll shut that down.
My window. Kirkes left back.
Yep.
Hoyson centre back.
Say again, sir.
Yep.
Hoyson centre back.
Yeah.
That's 50.
Hatto for giggles.
See, this is already the man that said giggles.
That's 30.
Well, we need 2 centre backs, right? And he can play both. So
yeah, but you're saying man said realistic, and man said, yeah, we'll do it for giggles.
Crazy. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, giggles is crazy, fam.
Go true though, Drew.
But this is your window, though. I'm gonna do my window afterwards.
Believer in for DM.
How much is? Hold on, wait. How much is Believer gonna cost?
80 mil.
Yeah, I agree. About 85, something like that.
Okay, keep going.
Isak.
How much Isak?
110 with 20 mil add-ons, 130 total.
It's never going to be 110, bro. Newcastle would laugh at us for 110.
We could give them Kwanzaa. You never know.
110, 80 up front, 30 million.
I want a record for you. Caicedo's the record. Was it 115 at the month, right?
Yeah, it'd be like it'll be 120 add-ons. I think it'll be 120.
Yeah, we'll break that record. It'll be 130. It'll be 130.
Yeah.
It'll just be 110 up front and the 20 million add-ons.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is a total of 95, 125, 205. Hold on, 123, 205. That's 335.
No, and you said my perfect summer blank check, right?
Yeah, but I also said realistic as well.
Yeah, no, I think I'm being realistic. Throw Ekitike on top of that.
What?
The lap as well? Should we get the lap?
I said, no, being realistic.
You got a release clause, bro. That's better than Hatto giggles.
Hold on. We're getting Ekitike and Isak, yeah?
Because I think Jota and Nunes and Diaz will all go.
No, forget about who's going. We're getting Isak and Ekitike, in your opinion.
No, you said if I'm right in the...
I said realism, Drift. I said realism.
I am being realistic, bro. But it's a fantasy realism, right?
We're going to speak about Ekitike in a bit.
This is fantasy realism, right? So players that are realistic.
How can there be fantasy realism? The two things can't coexist. It's either fantasy or realism.
They can, because fantasy would be Yamal and Pedri and all those man there. That would be that's silly, isn't it? But fantasy realism is Liverpool should be able to go and get Isak, Ekitike. We should be able to do that.
You missed the point, Drift. You're not saying what we should be able to do, because we know what we should be able to do.
Yeah, we know what we should do.
So you're asking me what I actually think the club will do?
Within reason,
then just remove.
Someone said fantasy realism is like a cold fire, by the way, still.
if that's the case, then you have to remove Believer and Ekitike then, because I don't think we'll get both.
So we're removing.
I don't think we'll get Believer and Isak if you're telling me I've got to be 100% realistic. Only one.
So you think who we get?
All I heard Cal said, you got a blank check, told me what we're doing this summer. So I was just telling you what I would do.
When Cal asked that question, this was Drift.
So you can't see it all? Huh? You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.
Man said barely. And you see the numbers barely. Fam.
So I'm removing Believer, yeah, Drift.
Yeah, if you're telling me to be 100% realistic, yeah, then
That's just a constant rule breaker, bro. Who we get this unbelievable then? I didn't know you could park here, you know. I didn't know you could park here. Yes,
I just heard man say blank.
You're standing under the sign, big man. Yes, you did.
Man said blank check. What are we doing this summer?
Man,
I told you what I want to do.
Man said.
Nobody tell me it's a real life of fuckery.
All right,
yeah. So, all right. So, if you want me to be realistic, Kirkes, Huijsen.
Go on, then, Jim. Let's start again, bro. From the top.
Kirkes, Huijsen, Hato, Isak.
Hold on, Kirkes.
You said Kirkes, Huijsen, Hato, and Isak.
It's no coincidence that Besetic clips are floating all over the internet. So yeah,
the rumors are he's going to go out on loan again next season, Drift.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Okay.
But saying that though, you don't know. He might impress in pre-season though. We don't know.
He could do, but if he goes out on loan next season, that to me suggests we'll keep Endo, which I'm good with.
I agree.
I'm good with.
Yeah,
so long as we sign someone else, I'm good with that.
Matt, I don't really know what would be a realistic DM now, so maybe you'd have to give me a second. If I'm gonna add a midfielder to that being realistic, now you're gonna have to. Yeah, I'll have to shop I'll have to shop at Lidl now, so I'm not quite sure. How much is still?
You could stop at Tesco. You went straight to Selfridges. To be fair, Drift, like you could. There's a middle ground, bro. There is a middle ground.
Yeah. Man got me so excited. Man had me up in Harrods shoplifting. I'll let you have a buyout clause.
I had no idea. I'm not allowed to speak about him either way, so I'll let you have a think, Drift. Matt, what's yours?
Kirkes, Ekitike, Huijsen, and there's a right back, but that's cheating because we spoke about it today. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. Forget the right back. I'm gonna go wing forward. I think we might need one because I got a funny feeling Diaz will go. Problem is, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna say his name. I don't want actually no, because you said I'm picking in it because I'm gonna go what the club would do. It's kind of cheating. Not too sure on the left winger, if I'm being honest. Okay. 3 bona fide signings that I know that we definitely need is Kirkes, Huijsen, and Ekitike. We need a striker. I will go and get Isak, but I just don't think we're gonna get him. But he would be my first choice. The left wing spot is a tough one because I do think Diaz potentially is gonna go, but I don't know who that person is. I know people in the chat are saying the guy from Feyenoord, the Brazilian. I can't remember how you pronounce his name. Igor Paxiao, I believe his name. He does look good, but I'm not sure on the left winger. If I'm being honest, Gittins, I think I saw the game, and again, it's only one game. I done the game last week against Dortmund Barca, and he was absolutely shocking. But again, that's just one game. I don't know how he played against Bayern the other day. I don't know about the left winger. That's why I'm stuck at the moment. I don't know.
We've been linked with Gordon, obviously. Yildiz from Juventus. We've been linked with Semedo, linked with Rafael Leao.
None of them.
Out of all of those names, Leao's the only one.
It'll be Leao, but it'd have to be like a cut price. Milan are willing to sell him. We're not paying. I don't want to be spending no 80-something million on Leao. It'd have to be Milan.
What's the maximum?
Right now, Leao's still doing good, but I'd say about 60, 65 for Leao, which I don't know whether that gets him, but it'd have to be like, do you know what I mean? Because Leao, I think, you see how Semenyo is right now. Leao's way better than Semenyo, in my opinion. He's just way better. But they offer like that same kind of skill set. Like on their day, they're both unplayable. I don't even really like Semenyo, but Semenyo is one of them weird players where his pace and power down that flank will cause teams a lot of problems. But I just think Leao's a more refined version. But it's whether you can get the best out of Leao. So
fair enough. All right.
If our front three next season is Gakpo, Isak, and Salah, do you think they get 100 GA between the three of them?
100 GA.
What in all comps? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'd all need. One would need 34. The other two would need 33.
I think maybe just short. I think Salah and Isak do the business. Don't know. It all depends on whether Gakpo can keep that same form before he got injured.
20 goals from Isak and Salah, 15 assists each. And then Gakpo make up the rest.
That's the thing. Isak don't really get assists. Like Isak can get assists, but he's not really an assist type of striker. Although he can do it though. When I see him play for Sweden, when he plays alongside Goku.
I'm just trying to think about our best ever front three.
I think 80 is realistic.
If I'm not mistaken, I'll bet 17-18 season, Bobby, Salah, and Mane got 100 GA between the three of them. If I'm not mistaken.
They might have,
yeah.
I think goals alone, they was like on like
Salah got 44, like Mane got 20, Bobby got 27. Off the top of my head.
Yeah, and that's just goals. That's not even including.
That's just goals. I'm not even fact. How about this? Yeah. Firmino in the Champions League got 10
I think he was
goals.
Top goal scorer that year, wasn't it, in the Champions League?
Shoot, what was it again?
Shall I tell you why I don't think they get that? It's because I know it's not that long ago, 17-18, but from 17-18 to now, it's a whole different ball game when it comes to squad and playing players more often and less often. I think in Slot's mind, he would rotate more. Well, I'm not going to say Slot's mind because he's not showing at the moment. I'd like to think Slot would rotate more if he had more players he trusts and believes in. So I don't think they'll play as many games as say Bobby, Mane and Firmino. So Bobby, Mane and Salah played in 17-18. Nor would I want them to, if I'm going to be honest.
In a front three, you don't necessarily even need 3 bona fide goal scorers. You kind of need 2 and one that's just like he's doing well but might not be amazing. It's like if I know we shouldn't keep going back to the Klopp era because it's not here anymore, but if we had another Mane next to Salah, the striker almost doesn't even need to be a madman. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, and
what's crazy though, Matt, 17-18, Mane wasn't even a madman that season. It was actually
I know, but here's this though. Imagine this. We're about to win the league without a striker. We've actually won the league without a striker.
Yeah.
I know people say Salah's a striker, or they can say he's the striker. But he's a wing forward who would try and get into the striker positions, but he's a wing forward. Let's not try and do the fake thing. He's a wing forward and he tries to get into striker positions. And on the left-hand side, we've had to rotate between 2 left wingers. One kind of got burnt out, the other one got injured. And then the striker was just like, who do you fancy kind of thing? Do you want to play Nunez or do you want to play Jota? And both are stunk at the joint. That's testament, to the fact that we actually won the league without a striker. That's why when I deep it, we just need another person. So let's just say the crazy happens and we get Isak. That left-hand side can just stay Gakpo. It doesn't have to be another madman. Because if you've got Isak and Salah get majority of them goals, the left winger just has to just get a decent amount kind of thing.
Genuine question, boys. Do you expect Salah to have a similar season next season to what he's having this season?
No.
Yes, I do. But it depends on who he's playing alongside.
He won't get 45 goals.
Yeah, I don't expect this from Salah next season because I think
he won't get 45 goals.
I think he's going to get... All right, if he doesn't get... I think he's going to get very close. I think people are going to be shocked. That's what I think.
Fairs. All right, I'm going to quickly give you my thoughts on what would be I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but I'm going to explain mine and go from there. So it looks like Trent's going. So I'd bring in Olaina on a free.
He's cold.
At centre back. So left back, I do think we get Kirkes. It seems like that's going to happen. I also think we get Hatter. I don't think we get Huijsen in the end, if I'm going to be honest, because I do think Real Madrid will come in for him and other clubs as well, which was going to make it difficult for us, given that we've got Virgin Konate there already. Then I think we go for Ekitike. And
But who do you want though? The question was, who do you want?
Oh, who would I want?
Yeah,
Well,
remember that's what you asked me in Drift. Because if not, I would change one of mine.
Okay, all right. So who would I? I mean, I'd want Isak, but I know that's not realistic. So I think Ekitike, even Ekitike, is getting more and more difficult because he's. But I do think Ekitike is realistic. I think Hato is realistic. Kirk and I think Olaena are realistic as well. And then in terms of a winger,
not to put you in a spot, Cal. You were saying you wanted the lap. Yeah,
but I don't think we'll get him.
Do you think with a 30-minute release clause, Liverpool might be just a little bit late to enter that fight? No, but remember, what do you want? You asked.
If it was up to me, yeah, 100%. Well, if it was up to me, I'd actually get Kane and then either Delap or Ekitike.
Yeah, but you got to pick one, though, bro.
I'll go Delap and Ekitike because I think that would be more realistic for FSG in Liverpool. We're not going to go in for Harry Kane.
No, you're cheating. You got to say what you would.
Remember, I've also got to be realistic as well.
No, you're being realistic. But who would be your first? Who would be your number one? Who's your number one?
But we all agree Isak's not realistic.
No. Take off Isak. Who would you want out of Delap and Ekitike? Who's your number one?
Out of the two, I'd want Delap.
Okay. I know that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
I'd want, but when I say I want the lap, I'm not sitting there saying that there's night and day between him and Ekitike.
No. But it's just I just wanted to see where
I would go for the lap out.
Yeah, I just wanted to see where you was at with the strike situation. Yeah.
But I'd be very happy with Ekitike as well.
Yeah. I got you.
So yeah, I think it's I'd go Olaena, Kirkes, Hato, and Ekitike.
Olaena.
Realism. And all right, so that draws me to the next thing. So fullback situation. Drift, I'll come to you first. In fact, no, I'll explain myself and then I'll come to you on this one, Drift. Currently, our four fullbacks are Trent, Bradley, Robbo, and Tsimikas. I think it's obvious Tsimikas is going. For me, it looks as though Trent's definitely going as well. That leaves us with Robbo and Bradley. For me, Robbo now has to be a backup fullback. Like he can't be a starting left back in this Liverpool team if we're trying to win honours on a regular basis, in my humble opinion. Legend will always be a legend, but in 2025, running Robbo as your first choice left back for me is crazy. Kirkes, for me, seems like the one we'd get. If it was up to me, though, the player I'd get this summer would be Hato. And not to glaze Arsenal, but if I'm looking at Arsenal as a defensive unit, Timber, right back, Saliba and Gabriel, and then left back Lewis Skelly at the moment. The one thing all of those players have, they're very difficult to beat physically and pace-wise. They're not the best going forward. Timber's good going forward. Skelly's good going forward, but you wouldn't say either of them are like generational or great. But I'm good with that because I think Conor Bradley has the potential of being great going forward. So the reason why I'd go for Olaena is because for me, he's the definition of a lock-up right back. So you see games where we're going to the Etihad and, it's Doku, or games where we're going to Arsenal and it's Martinelli, or games where we're going to Newcastle and it's Gordon. It's going to be physical, but it's also going to be a tricky game for the fullback. I'd want Olaena to be playing those games because it'd give me that solidified defensive structure. Same with Hato on the other side. Hato, for me, comes across as a younger version of a Timber, but a left-back version. And I think that gives us a nice...
Oh, we lost him.
Shoot, he's gone. In the middle of explaining. All right.
You know, while waiting for him to come back, I do think it's a tiny little bit disingenuous to our forwards. Even though they haven't been playing well this season, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to act like our strikers have played well this season. To say that we've played without a striker is kind of a little bit disrespectful to their contribution, just a little bit, because I don't know if you know the numbers, but Jota has 13 GA and Nunes has 14 GA.
No, in the league.
No, but I just because we had a good Champions League campaign, so we can't.
No. But remember, I hear what you said. Remember, my statement was we're gonna win the league without a striker. Not like what they've contributed. I'm saying in the league. That was my statement.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying 14 GA and 13 GA.
Yeah,
it's a combination of just under 30 GA for the two of them. So yes, they haven't been playing as well as we would want, But I don't think that contribution can just go unnoticed. Personally, like I still think there's been some moments that have been important. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. So you finish what you're saying, Cal.
Yeah. So for me, long and short of it, I'd like Olaina and Hato to come in as fullbacks, and then for me, that would give us your quote unquote defensive fullbacks, and then you've also got your attacking fullbacks, so you can mix and match or pick and choose depending on your position. Plus, Olaina is available on a free at the end of the season as well. And from a passing standpoint, Olaina is not known for it, but he's a player that can switch the play with both feet. He's got a good cross when he gets forward. He's pacey, strong in the tackle, strong going forward as well. For me,
is he really like? I'm not. I like him. I think he's a good player.
Like Jed Spence, obviously my first choice, but again, Jed Spence ain't gonna happen.
Is he really the type of player though that does not take us to another level? But because remember, replacing Trent is quite a difficult thing to do. You're never going to be able to creatively replace him, but playing right back is still going to be a big deal for whoever actually plays there for Liverpool, right? So is he good enough? Do we believe he's good enough
for what we need right now? I believe so.
Aina walks into this Liverpool team, and defensively we've gone up a level, and we don't have to go into games where we're like, oh, the left winger's pacey, and he can. Aina's quick, he's strong, can read the game. Like, do you know what it is? I said to Carl earlier on. I can't remember if it was this season or last season. And again, I know people say, maybe had a bad game, but he locked up Diaz differently, bro.
Locked up Doku this season.
And the thing, locked up Doku, and that's nothing against like Diaz. It was just the fact of it's the way he done it, bro. Diaz couldn't even get past him once. And don't get me wrong, Diaz could have had a bad game because we've seen Diaz can get past anybody on his game, but he does that a lot. Like when he goes up against a lot of wingers, it's very rare that they cook him. They can sometimes obviously get past him, but he's very good defensively. And then going forward as well, he offers something going forward. Here's the thing. Conor Bradley is the one that you want to give time to, so to speak, because Conor Bradley needs that time, obviously more experience, not even understand, but he just needs the experience right now. Conor Bradley is a good player, but I do think Conor Bradley needs competition. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We can't go into a season where Conor Bradley, in my opinion, is the only right back option that we have, and then or maybe Joe Gomez. No, but here's the thing though. Have you seen the PRs already started? The PRs already started that Conor Bradley's ready for next season. Well, I'm sure he's ready. But if we're just going to go with Conor Bradley next year and you're going to try and tell me Joe Gomez is a backup, they're going to start doing all that crap again. And I'm not here for it. Because this is what they done last time. The PR's already started,
For everyone in the comments as well saying Olaina's 29 or about to turn 29. So was James Milner when we signed him as well. James Milner.
I think it might be a little bit different because of the position that they play in, though. Because a 29-year-old, you want to hope that his legs, like you say, like can lock up wingers and stuff. You'd want to hope he's on the Carl Walker thing where, age isn't really a problem, more so than 29.
I hear you, Drift, but name me a position James Milner didn't play apart from centre back and striker.
I know, but that was circumstantial, right? It wasn't planned. It wasn't on purpose.
But we played a whole season at left back, bro. When I think he was 30 or 31.
Yeah,
but Aina could be one of them 29-year-olds where, maybe up until he's 32, that's when you see the athleticism start to wane a bit, which is fine. Because remember, he's not going to be a long-term replacement.
No, I'm hoping that's the case. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So if he's there for 3 years and Conor Bradley, because here's the thing, Conor Bradley's a very, very good player, but Conor Bradley picks up injuries and his hammies have shown us, you know what I'm trying to say?
Doesn't that mean there's only a year between Robbo and Olaina?
But no. But Robbo's played.
I know he's 30 in a Klopp system, but
he's 38 in the Klopp system, bro.
Yeah, it's 30.
No, I'm saying I know he's 30, but he's played a Klopp system. So yeah, you probably could say he's about 5 years older.
I saw a stat. I can't remember where I saw it. Yeah, Robbo's had no assists. Is it this?
I think he's had one this season.
One.
That's one in the league, and I think one in the Champions League.
That's Andy Robertson, bro.
And another thing to consider as well, Bradley is 21? Yeah. I don't like the idea of getting a fullback younger than Bradley. I'd prefer to get someone with more experience than Bradley.
I agree.
Like the idea of Bradley being the experienced fullback would worry me.
Yeah,
I ain't got no problem with Aina being the one that we get. I ain't got no issue with it. I was just asking if you guys thought he was actually good enough. Like, cause I'm thinking Killian, Vinny, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele. Like, that's who we've got to think about.
It sounds mad because he plays for
I
Forest.
trust him more than Bradley.
Yeah, he's good defensively though.
I don't know, man. Bradley showed Mbappe what it's about, so I'm just saying he's been there. I've
also seen a dinger have his way with Bradley though. So we've got to call it both. We've got to call it both ways.
I've seen Bradley get
one-off, man.
Yeah, Bradley's been have up a few times.
We've seen Bradley get dealt with a few
Bradley's
times.
Not a lot.
He's 21. He's meant to get
right,
dealt with a few times. He's meant to get dealt with.
He's not a lockdown right. That's why I think we can't get ahead of ourselves. He's talented, but we do this too much. Because Bradley's shown promise, we do the whole no. Bradley's sick, bro. Like he's good.
Matt, because
Bradley
he is
good,
bro.
No, Bradley is good.
No, Bradley is ill. You've got no faith.
We do this too early. We've done it with Kwanzaa. We do it too much.
No, this is totally different.
No, I'm saying Bradley is a good right back.
Drift, in terms of right backs in the league, where would you rank Bradley then, Drift?
Top 10.
He's not better than Trent. He's not better than Gusto. He's not better than what's his name? Reece James. If he's fit, by the way. Is he better than Jed Spence in your opinion?
No.
Is he better than?
I don't think there's much in between them.
All right, who's better, him or Livramento? That's tough, isn't it?
Put it like this: I wouldn't swap Bradley for Livramento, but maybe Livramento slightly better.
Yeah, but remember, I'm saying he's a good right back.
Maybe
I'm just
top
saying.
10. I think he's in. I think Bradley's a top 10. I don't think there's 10 right backs better than him in the league.
No, but that's where you should be. That makes you good. Then that's my argument. He's a good right back.
No, that means if you're top 10 in the league, then that means you're good. You're proper. You're not just he's all right. It's like no, he's good, Bradley's man. He's good. Level.
I just don't think Brad.
I think Bradley's ready. I personally think if I knew Bradley was going to be fit for 45 to 50 games next season, then I wouldn't really care who the right back was, the backup, because I know Bradley.
Carried away with Bradley, like. Man said
you have no faith
because
bro.
I said
Bradley's
he's
good.
I like that football gossip. I hear it.
Bradley's the guy. I think he's. I think Bradley's ready. It's just the injuries that I worry about because he has been getting a lot of knocks here and there in the last year and a half, 2 years. So,
Drift, let me ask you, what profile of right back would you want to get then?
I'd probably want it to be the type like a younger Joey, where centre back and right back comfortably, and therefore that's how the squad can, you know what I mean, like 5 centre backs but one's a right back, like what we did with Joey, just younger. So like you said, Timber, like like a perfect example of Timber or Ben White. I
didn't even mention Timber, you're right.
Where they can play right back and they can play centre back to a very good level. So you're like it doesn't matter which one of those roles you've got them in, they're going to do a good job. I'd want it to be that type of profile.
Would you want the player to be older or younger than Bradley?
Ideally about 25.
I think 25 kind of blocks his progress a little bit, though. That's why I went for someone like Olaena a little bit, because he's older, so I don't think he blocks Bradley's progress.
Oh, yeah. I mean, thinking about it from that point of view, I get what you mean.
Be interesting. From midfield standpoint, boys, do you think we definitely get a midfielder, or do you not think we do?
I don't think we get a midfielder.
I'm 50-50 on it.
I want us to get midfielder, but I didn't mention it because I don't think we're going to get one. I'm just being realistic. I don't know why I don't see it. The only way we get midfielder is if we sell Endo and Besetis goes out on loan. But I don't see both of them things happening. I either think Besetis comes back to Liverpool and maybe Endo gets sold. But I don't know. I don't see it. Do I think we need a midfielder? Yes, I do. I don't know why. I just feel like the club are going to go have other priorities. And the PR's already been there already. Liverpool aren't looking for a DM. The emergence of Gravenberch has made them rethink. Like, it's all, I don't know. Maybe it's just them trying to maybe quieten the noise. We actually are after a DM because they don't want everyone to know we want one. But I don't know. Something tells me that we're not going to go in for one.
All right. Let's say, for example, we get a 10 and Sobo drops into the pivot position.
That's what I was just about to say.
Would you still want a centre midfielder then?
I think that's what he might do. I think is it what's the word?
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, compartment. I think that's what Slot's doing right now with Soboslai, as in like where he should play him, and I think he might put him in the pivot. That level of energy that he has and the interceptions, the tracking back, the tackling, and all that stuff, it's just not a 10, is it? But it is a pivot player.
I have a theory. I don't think Sobo helps us with what we need from a pivot player. And I actually think it works better for Sobo running and chasing players on the blind side than being faced up with a player. Being an attacker and running and chasing someone down and tackling him is very different to you're facing an attacker one-on-one or someone's running at you and you've got to stop them.
Yeah, of course.
I think we need a destroyer in there. A destroyer who has tech,
I agree.
but I don't think we get one.
All right, hot take.
Well, then that means that we got to sell Soboslai if we buy a 10, because what's the point in him being here then?
Chat has already mentioned it, but I'm gonna say, would you not take KDB on a free?
That's the question I had for you guys. Go on. What are you saying, Drift? KDB on a free? You doing it?
Nah. If he's not good enough for Man City anymore, why would nah. Have you seen how much his legs have gone? Nah.
Bruv, he's still faster than McAllister and just about as fast as Gravenberch.
Nah, bruv. He's
KDB in Liverpool
is old now, man.
How about this?
Even
KDB
fan have like accepted that he's done. Why would we take him? Why would
is
we
KDB a better 10 than Soboslai right now? Yes or no? Even with the legs that are gone.
No way, his legs are gone, man.
What? This is what I'm
Have you not seen KDB? He can't run no more, bro.
Hold on, wait there. KDB, who doesn't need to run and be
about numbers, man. He would be when he plays Man City. What? Kind of like they're down to 10 men. He's not it anymore, man. KDB's done. You look.
I'm not sitting there saying
he needs to just go Saudi and just play with players who aren't on his level. KDB's done.
Wow,
you lot, man.
Drift, he's better than Sobo as a 10. If he came to Liverpool, he'd be our best number 10.
No.
He would be.
His numbers might look better at the end of the season, but there'd be a lot of carrying we'd have to do throughout the season. A lot. He's like
no one said KDB's doing a whole full season. He's not playing 38 games in the Premier League.
So what's the point in bringing a man on 450 grand a week to do what?
No. All right. So the wages are another thing because you've got to ask him what he's asking for. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: if KDB was willing to take a big wage cut and play for a Liverpool, KDB will still do bits in a number 10. Use him sparingly.
But have you been watching him this season, bro?
Yes, bro. Did you see what he done the other day?
He's done.
Did you watch his game the other day?
So you're doing recency bias. I watched him all season. He's done, bro.
I've seen him.
Kevin De Bruyne is done. When he's on the field, it's like Man City are down to 10 men.
Who is a better number 10?
He's finished, bro.
Who's a better number 10? Who's a better number 10?
I think there can be middle ground between. I think
who's a better number 10?
I think in the sense of him being, I think he's done if he's playing at a Man City, a Liverpool, or an Arsenal
all season.
But he's not done for the Premier League, in my opinion. No, I wouldn't take him at Liverpool.
No, he's done.
He's not done, Drift, because
he needs to go to Italy or a Saudi where it's slower. He's done.
He could definitely play Prem still. He's just not. He's not the level to be carrying Man City or Liverpool and Arsenal and those teams anymore. What I would say though, and I think this kind of speaks about Sobo to an extent, as much as I love the guy, I would still, if you said to me right now, you need a 10, you've either got Sobo on the bench or you've got Kevin De Bruyne, I would trust De Bruyne more to make the right decisions and to get more goals and assists than Szoboszlai.
So you'd be bringing KDB in for 10 minutes at the end of every game?
No, there'll be some games I start him. But again, you guys know what my thoughts are on the 10. I want Shirky for the 10.
Have you guys actually been watching KDB and City? With all like, how many times have you watched either of them this season?
I've watched him all season.
By the way,
He's not the
Because
same.
I do City games, so I've been watching all the games. And KDB,
How about it? So do I. Whoop-de-doo. That don't matter.
KDB, but then that means that you just like the player and you're being biased.
No,
Matt,
no. What it means
is so done. It's
no.
Not even a
What
joke.
it means is I can see with my own 2 eyes that he's a better decision maker than Soboslai.
But he don't even get on the ball
let
to
me
make
land, let me land.
bro.
He doesn't have. See, this is what's happened. Soboslai's fooled people into thinking we need a runner in that 10. You know, Shirky's not a runner. You know, if you get a Ryan Shirky, yeah, you're going to need to put 2 DMs that can cover space because Shirky's not covering space. How much do you watch of Leon? You done the game yesterday, so you must have saw the other day. So you saw what Shirky done.
That's the reason why.
So what I'm saying is this:
Shirky would come to Liverpool because he's a lot.
Shirky and KDB are around literally the same pace, bro. I don't know what we're doing here. Shirky's better in tight spaces because he's that type of dribbler. KDB
why are you
is
bringing up Shirky. We're talking about Soboslai.
Because what I'm saying is this: you're talking about we're gonna have to change rare bro. Cal just mentioned Shirky. Shirky will be a cold in the team, but you know he's still got to change things in the team. We've gotten into this idea that like, if we get a number 10, that he needs to be some athletic Captain Marvel guy.
No,
can't we just get a better decision maker? And KDB
but it's not just about decision making.
No, but what I'm saying is this.
It's about being able to run and chase the ball down.
I understand that, but I never said start KDB all season.
Man, anytime KDB's on the field, Man City are carrying him.
Would you not accept KDB off the bench? Remember, I never said start for Liverpool, you know.
What's the point in bringing him in for 10, 15 minutes here or there?
Forget KDB, boys. Boys, forget KDB. Drift. If I said to you right now you could sign Shirky, would you sign him?
For the oh my days, we've got this skillful baller. Yeah. In realism, no, I don't think he'll suit the way we play.
All right, so what profile of a 10 do you want then?
What I want, who can I think of?
So would you would start?
Like, I want a 10 who is extremely good at pressing, who's got pace, but then is a good decision maker. So it's like I want a hybrid of KDB and Soboslai. I don't know even if there is one, but that is the type of player that we're going to need in that role because the way we play, the intensity we play with, Kevin De Bruyne can't do it. So, no.
Forget Kevin for a sec, Drift. The reason why I say Shirky, though, because I think Shirky is someone who's a realistic signing. People are saying Javi Simmons as well. If we keep hold of the ball better and make better decisions from the number 10 position, then we won't have to do as much running and tracking back, in my opinion. Running and tracking back is part and parcel of the
Premier League, though. You're always going to have to.
No, that's why I said it's part and parcel. But how many times, and again, I'm saying this as a Sobo fan, how many times have we sat there and we've gone, Sobo's not taking responsibility. He's played the pass he shouldn't have played, or he's not held onto the ball there, and we've lost possession, which means you're chasing it. If you have someone who's technically more gifted there, then you're not losing the ball. You're not misplacing 5-yard passes. You're not losing the ball in tight spaces. You're making better decisions, which means you're potentially scoring more goals. Wouldn't that be better than having Sobo there, who's currently not giving you enough output from the 10?
Yes and no, because you'd have to then couple that with, well, then we better have a proper DM. Because if you take away Soboslai's endeavour, pace, tracking back, but you don't, and it's still Grav and Mac in defence, then we're fucked.
Okay,
if you Shirky, Gravenberch, and McAllister would absolutely get annihilated by any team who's got some pace and some endeavour about them in midfield. Like Newcastle would bully the fuck out of us if that was our midfield.
This is exactly what I was saying. You'd have to
so
change
that's
it
the
up,
reason
right?
why if you're going to take Soboslai out the team, you have to be bringing in a believer or some form of very strong, destructive midfielder to go and play in there.
So to cut you really quick, Matt. But I'd argue, Drift, that even if Sobo stays in the 10, we still need that.
Yeah, I agree.
So either way, we need that. We need a
Soboslai's gone under the radar of how important he's been this season because he hasn't been doing the GA thing. But in terms of his overall efforts and endeavour, and like Soboslai's been very important to us this season.
No, we agree.
No, he does, because what it is, his praise.
No, but I mean, everyone's like, I think universally amongst all of us in the chat as well, people are like, oh yeah, we got to upgrade on Soboslai. It's like that's actually a position people would like willingly change.
But
right?
you know what it is, though?
No,
It's
because
So that's just dashing away someone who's been important.
No. I'm not. I don't want to sell Soboslai. I want to make that clear.
On someone doesn't mean you're dashing him away. He's still in the squad. No, I've not seen anyone say we'll sell Sobo. By the way,
I'm not saying so. That's why even when I said, even if you don't agree with it,
grade on a player.
Me saying get KDB for 1 year was to play like to help Soboslai. Help him about decision making and rare tear. That's not him to replace him. I'm talking about we might need a KDB, tired legs, rare tear. You play a KDB. But my whole argument was that's why I use Shirky as an example, because if you've got Ryan Shirky in there, he can't run at all. I'd even say this: KDB probably faster.
No, it's not. He can't run. He doesn't run. That's
no, but I'd even say KDB is faster than Shirky. I'm not even joking, bro.
He's not anymore.
Bro, he is.
No, he's not. You might have just seen one little quick burst. KDB's so done.
Bro, if you watch Shirky, you'll understand. Shirky can't even. Shirky
but Shirky is all like it's mentality. Shirky's not a hard worker. You know, Shirky reminds me of. Balotelli.
But he can't run, bro. He's like McAllister he's McAllister with mad agility and can dribble. He's not athletic in the slightest, bro.
No, but it's not about his athleticism. What's the issue? It's about his mentality, bro. He doesn't.
Hold on, do people in the chat really think Shirky? Do people in the chat really think Shirky's got athleticism?
No, but he's quicker than KDB now.
He actually, Carol, your honest opinion, who do you think is quicker? In your honest opinion, if they had a race, who do you think is quicker? I can't believe people are saying Shirky.
It might be about even, but Shirky can keep up that level for a whole game. KDB can't.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But the fact of it remains
Shirky's not that quick. Shirky's very quick with his mind and on the ball, but he's not.
No, agreed.
In a foot race, he's not that fast.
He's
not gonna dribble past the player and leave him for pace. Like that's
my whole argument is the Shirky player, who he is. Yeah, he's mad agile, got very quick feet. But he's not athletic at all. So if you're going to put a player profile like that in the 10, you have to compensate in your DM position. So you're going to have to, like what you said, you're going to have to get like a more robust DM that can cover ground faster than either Gravenberch or McAllister. It will be the same thing for if you had KDB. That was just my argument with people taking it out of context. And it's clear some people don't even watch the two players, because if you actually watch them closely, you will actually see KDB is faster than Shirky, which is mad. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's the truth. Shirky is not quick in the slightest. He's actually quite of a slow player. He's just got
no. You're going too far saying he's slow. He's not slow.
He's not slow, man. So if I was to ask you both,
he's got quick feet, guys. Let's not. Anyway,
pick a number 10. Realistically, Wirtz and Musiala, them lot are off the table.
But that's the thing. Wirtz has always been the number 10 that I've always wanted at Liverpool.
I know, but you know that ain't happening. Who we getting? Who would you guys get for the number 10?
I like what thing he's been doing this season, Morgan Rogers. I've been impressed with him. And you've also got Morgan Gibbs-White as well. They're two number 10s that work hard. They are both athletic, they're both athletic. I'd say Morgan Rogers.
We're not getting Rogers out of
more,
Villa, no chance.
Not getting Morgan out of Villa.
But other than that, those are my two picks. I don't know. Like,
me personally,
I rate Gibbs-White highly. But
you know what I would do? I'd just fucking tell the man to start shooting and just fix up Soboslai.
You know it's not happening, bro.
Do you know what is crazy as well? Like I think we've slept on Soboslai's numbers just a little bit as well, because he's got 7 goals and 6 assists, right? Now, yeah, okay, you'd want him to have more than that. It's still all right.
It's not good enough, Drew.
It's still all right. It ain't like the worst in the world, if that makes sense. When you think about that, he does do all of the hard work and all the.
In your opinion,
if he can just add another 5 goals,
more like
to 10. His game,
like 10.
Drift. Last season, he got
10 more goals. You thinking? So you think Soboslai needs to get 18 goals?
You know, Soboslai has the ability. This is I think what makes it worse.
No, he has got the ability. Yeah,
but that's what makes it worse.
He scored 3 goals, got 2 assists last season. This season, he's got 5 goals, 3 assists. I'm sorry, I love Sobo.
You're only talking about the league, right?
Yeah, but bro, that's the bread and butter, bro.
No, but bro, we play Champions League football now, so we can count
Add the
other
Champions League then. Let's add the Champions League.
We got to the final with the Carabao Cup. How can we discount if he did well in that running or if he got goals and assists in that running to get into the final?
What I'm saying is this, yeah. If a man like Morgan Rogers, I don't know his GA, someone in the chat, what
Rogers probably
Where's Morgan Rogers? I see someone say something, but I didn't see.
Hold on.
I don't know the numbers.
Give me a second, bro.
I think someone said 28. 28. Is this what we're doing? Morgan Rogers has 28 GA or 24. That's a mad thing, chat. That's what you kind of expect from your number 10. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, I appreciate Soboslai's, tracking back and working hard and rare, but you need goals and assists though, as well. You're the 10. You're an attacking player. Do you get what I'm saying? You're an attacker. I don't know, man.
Drift, he's got 1 goal and 1 assist in the Champions League this season as well, bro. It's not good enough. Like, I love Sobo, and I'm willing to give him another chance if we get a DM. But ultimately, we need someone who's better. I was speaking to Matt about this earlier. For me, if you're going to start for Liverpool Football Club, ideally, you should be a top 5 player in your position in the Premier League. Ideally. Yeah. I think we can all agree Alisson's top 5, Trent, Konate, Virgil are all top 5. Hence why we want to get an upgrade on Robbo because he's not top 5 anymore. This season, Mac and Grab have been top 5. Sobo's not top 5. Salah's definitely top 5. Our 2 strikers aren't top 5. And you'd arguably say that Gakpo and Diaz maybe are top 5 in the league. For me, it's clear. Like, unless we get a DM, Sobo's just not going to get you enough output from number 10.
Here's what I don't understand, yeah. I know Soboslai has never really been like a goal scoring machine at Leipzig and either at Salzburg. But I've never seen a brother that can shoot like that so effortlessly. I just don't understand why he doesn't do it. I understand the whole, the probability of him scoring compared to creating obviously more of an open opportunity. I get all that. But McAllister shows him. Every now and again, McAllister will just say, look, let me show you how it's done. Bang.
Yeah.
It's mad, bro. This is why, bro, I love Soboslai. But I'm more frustrated with him because I know what he can do. If this was a player that I just knew that just can't do nothing, I kind of more accept it. I can't accept it when I know he can do better. That's what makes it worse. This brother can score free kicks. He can shoot from 20, from 30. How about this? This brother can shoot from 40.
Mac has got the same GA as Szoboszlai this season in the Prem.
And McAllister's playing in the... But you know what's so crazy? If you watch the two, McAllister joins the...
Same as Champions League. Both got 2 GA in the Champions League.
But do you know what it is, though? McAllister just has a better IQ, though. McAllister has a better...
He's just a better footballer than
he's the best midfielder we have at the club.
Yeah.
Overall, what McAllister brings to Liverpool, he's the best. There's the reason why, like, I think he's still top 5, top 3 in Europe, for me anyway. That's McAllister. Like, he's different. He's on another level, in my opinion.
First, look, let's move on, boys. Smash that like button if you haven't already, please, people. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Right, Ekitike's price has been set, guys, and the price is... It's gonna be a big number. I've got the number, the exact
8 million euros, something.
So the price set for Ekitike is currently £86.5 million.
No, that's too much.
That's too much. You ain't got to pay that. Although Frankfurt are in a good position in the league, I think
that's way too much.
They're in a good position in the league, about to get Champions League, and he's having his best season, and he's highly touted. I ask you guys. I know you both said it's too much.
Yeah. Given
the market, though, is it? Forget about how much, because the question is
he's a 60-70 million pound player.
But us paying that extra 20, would that give us a much better chance of winning the league, for example?
No, I don't think he's even close enough to be 30. If you're gonna pay that type of money, especially after we made the mistake with Nunes as well, the next time we spend 80, 90 million on a forward, he's got to be 30. It can't be. That's why I wouldn't even waste that type of money on a Gyökeres or a what do you call it? Because I don't think they're that either. Like I genuinely don't know if Gyökeres is gonna come Prem and mash up like how he does in Portugal. I
not
doubt
trying to
that.
take the mick here. When it comes to transfers, Edwards and Co they've got a stellar record. It was no secret that Klopp wanted Nunes because of how well he played against us. If they've properly scouted him, they've looked at all the underlying numbers and thought.
I'm sure they watch more than just that, by the way. You always say that, like it's the only game Klopp watched and went,
it's the only game they watched, but that is the reason why we bought him. That was the game why we bought him. So with Edwards in the code, they're obviously going to look at underlying numbers and all those things. Is there not argument to say that given what he's doing at Frankfurt, if you put him in Liverpool's team around better players, that he could potentially add to his output and then become that player? And we're sitting there going, another masterclass by the club.
Not for that, man.
It could. All right. So going off that metric here, I watched the Spurs game, Spurs versus Frankfurt. Ekitike had 2 chances and scored 1. The other one was like a little bit of a kind of half chance. He is a good player, and he's not surrounded by the best of players either. Now that Marmoush ain't even there either, he will get decent numbers at Liverpool. He just won't be amazing. The problem is there's no striker in world football right now that's a guarantee other than Isak. Everybody else is a gamble. It just depends if you want to spend that amount on a gamble, whether it's the Lap, Ekitike, Cunha, Pedro, all these other strikers, they're all gambles. They're actually all gambles. There's no bona fide player other than Isak, and that's where it becomes techie. And this is where we kind of have to rely, like you said, on the board to pick that right person, because they've done it with Mane, they've done it with Salah, they've done it with Firmino. Like, this is what they have to do.
There's a couple players that didn't.
I pray they can do it, fam. If not, it's curtains.
You know,
if not Ekitike, then who then, boys?
Because I'll be real, no disrespect, I can't have another Nunes situation. Nunes set us back like 3 years. I'm not doing that again. So that's why we kind of need the club to go and get Isak. I think Ekitike is a very good striker, but I know Ekitike is not ready to score 20 Premier League goals. I think he can get you like 10 or 12.
No, but does he have to get you 20 Premier League goals if he plays like that kind of facilitating role, that it's about the link up and making sure Salah still gets his number?
To your lot's argument, he might need to, because you lot don't think Salah's going to do what he's doing last year.
I would be.
You know what I'm saying?
For a first season,
he just broke the record. No, I don't think he's good enough.
No, so what I'm saying is we won the league without a striker this year. I'm going to stick by that statement because I genuinely feel like, I know Jiff, you think it's harsh, but in the Prem, not overall, but in the Prem, our strikers are being stinky. Both of them. Bad. We've won a striker.
I can still remember a few occasions when they've scored winning goals.
No, of course, but it's like, it's very so often where they've contributed. What I'm saying is they haven't been mainstays.
6-3, and Nunes is 5-2
in the league.
So 11 goals and 5 assists in total between the two of them.
This is what I mean. That's what you think of one player. So if Ekitike is able to come in and do what they've both done, then I guess it can work. And you have to hope that Gakpo does his thing. We don't know whether Diaz is still going to be there. But this is the thing.
I would accept, say, 15 goals and 7 assists from Ekitike in his first season in the Prem alone. I think that would be acceptable. But I'm saying that based on not watching him play, because if at the end of the season I've watched him and he should have had 30, 35 goals, and I'm like, he's underperformed. But that's obviously with hindsight. If I'm sitting here before the actual event, I'm going, I think 15 and 7 should be kind of what I expect from a striker.
Was it 87 million, Cal? You said it was
86.5. Yeah, pretty much, bro.
I don't feel we have to pay that, bro. We don't need to pay that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you think about like Isak costing like 120 or whatever, you would think I'd rather just pay the extra 40 million.
I agree.
Like if I'm gonna start paying that much money for a player, I'd rather just go the whole 9 yards and get the more guaranteed player.
Here's a dilemma.
I don't think we need to pay that amount for Marmoush for Ekitike. I genuinely feel like we could get Ekitike.
I think Ekitike is a 45 to 55 million pound player. I think anything more than that is ludicrous.
No, Drift, you're right. But the market, for example, look at what Marmoush had one amazing season. Look, how much did they sell Marmoush for?
About 60 mil.
I think he went for 55. I think
Marmoush. No, I think Marmoush went for more. But Marmoush at the time was more refined. Some people said in Ekitike.
Yeah. But I mean, you could use that argument for Kirkes as well. Kirkes is a 45 million pound left back, but the market demands that.
Yeah. Right? Listen, we can get Ekitike for about 70. I'd say about Marmoush. I know he's on 320k. He's mad.
Even 70 mil for Ekitike is like. Like
it's a lot of money, though. You're right. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, like 70 mil still means he's got a bang. Do you know what I mean? Like he has.
I'm still here listening, by the way. Yeah, I'm still here. No, you're right, though, bro.
If not Ekitike, Drift, who then?
That's the issue.
See, the player I want, we can't get money wise, which is why it doesn't make sense.
Sorry, I was going to say. Sorry to cut you, Drift. The dilemma I think with Isak is Newcastle don't need to sell. I think they'll get Champions League football. The price would have to spend. I personally think we'd have to look at least 140 mil just for Newcastle to even come to the table. Not just that as well. How long do you wait to negotiate as well? Because if you get to mid-July, beginning of August,
to him now.
The rumors. But let's say we get to mid-July and August, and there's no movement. Then you potentially lost out on your other targets as well.
Yeah.
Newcastle knows that as well, so they'll go, well, we're not gonna compromise. We want this amount. If you
this is the reason why I said at the top of the show, what I started thinking is if Newcastle are smart, Newcastle will get Delap, who a lot of people believe is the future, right? A lot of people believe that Delap is the future. If he's got a 30 mil buyout clause, if you get 120 to 140 for Isak, and then you only spend 1/3 of that on a player who could technically get you the same amount of goals, even if he's not as good of a player in the system and the way Newcastle play, I don't see why Delap can't replace the amount of goals Isak is getting, right? And then that means you've got all that money in the bank to help you with your PSR issues. So if I'm Newcastle right now, as much as it would be reluctantly letting Isak go, if somebody pays 120 to 140 for Isak, I'm getting Delap and I'm doing it. It just makes perfect sense.
I think Delap goes Chelsea or United, believe it or not. I just don't think he goes Newcastle.
I think there's more chance. There's more chance that Delap stay. Sorry, there's more chance that Isak stays at Newcastle and they sign Delap than we sign Isak, in my opinion.
What you mean they'll have both? You mean?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you know what it? Do you know what it is with this Isak thing? And maybe just writes PTSD.
The Champions League.
This is exactly how I felt when it was Jude Bellingham. We got told we weren't buying no midfielders because we are waiting for Jude. We know everything. We've done our due diligence. We know how much it's going to cost. We've spoken to the player. Everyone was getting gassed. Jude Bellingham. Then, just as we thought we were going to negotiate, Liverpool have realized they got too much to do. I'm waiting for the same argument to happen. I know it's going to happen, and I'm going to be that Debbie Downer today because it's going to happen. And if I'm wrong, I will sit on the stream and say, you know what, I got it so wrong. My club has changed, but I don't know why. I can just see it now. We get closer and closer to the summer window. Liverpool have realized they've got too much to do. They want to buy 4-5 signings. Spending all that much money on Isak doesn't make sense for the club. So we're gonna go for another striker. I can just see it now. I can see it.
Shout out to James FC. James LFC 86. It looks like Shirky and KDB at the exact same speed, literally. So
that's crazy. Because one is finished apparently.
That's but Cal made the best play.
Yeah, I don't think
KDB do that for 90 minutes. KDB can only do that for like 10 minutes of the game. So, like,
I mean, one plays in a harder league, though, right?
Nah, but it's not about the league, bro.
Shirky don't even press.
I'm telling you, thingy, like De Bruyne is done.
De Bruyne is done, but got the same top speed as Shirky. But no one didn't want to hear.
Yeah, but he can only reach that top speed once in a game.
He's
where
in the Prem
chasing
chasing fast athletic midfielders. That one's in the French league, bro.
No, the French league's got athleticism.
Yeah,
that's one thing that the French league has, bro. It has athleticism.
What's a faster game? What's a faster league?
No, but we're talking about
pace in the Prem is like
we're talking about players
NBA compared to.
I'm saying the French league's got a lot of players with pace.
Boys.
Man said I want to down the hill, even though the stats has turned out that I was correct. That's crazy.
Osherman,
you lot didn't copium in the chat.
Would you do Osherman? Pause. Would you get Osherman?
Nah, he'd be kind of right down the lower list of
Can I sorry, why does it bother us so much about the price of Ekitike if he's the player that is deemed to be the right person?
Because you can't do it for one season and then we pay 86 mil for you, and then if you don't do well, we've got 3 years minimum where we've got to hold on to you because we're not the type of club that spend that money regularly.
All right, hear me out. Two things on that. By the way, you're not wrong, by the way, Drift, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate. There's an argument to say that the club might be a bit more ruthless now. That's one. And two, if we leave it a season, Ekitike has another good season, the price goes from 86 mil to probably 110, we're definitely out of the race. So wouldn't it be better to make the calculated risks now than to give it another season potentially?
Well, if we buy a striker, then he'd be off the table anyway, if you get what I mean. Like the only way he could still be on the table would be if we went without a striker.
No, because we all reckon we'll only get one striker, which means Jota will probably stay. But we all know if Jota stays next season, will probably be Jota's last season.
So, Cal, was your question about
yeah? So we need to buy
Ekitike, sorry.
So we'd need to buy a striker, Cal. So unless we were buying some old player for just 1 year, like Jimenez or something like that.
No, but I'm saying let's say we don't go Ekitike. Let's say we go. I don't know. Let's say it is the Lap. But the Lap just has an average season next season. And, next season, Jota's leaving at the end of the season. So we need another striker. Let's say Ekitike, for whatever reason, stays at Frankfurt, but he bangs next season. Then
that would only happen if it was the Lap then, bro, because everyone else would be expensive. Like all the other strikers. The Lap's the actual only cheap striker on the market at the moment. So it would still be...
Osman's about 55 mil, apparently. That's the rumor for Osman.
I heard his buyout is 65, and that's what they want, but...
Sorry, guys, I'm down on this hill. I think these stats are quite telling.
So, distance covered, 6.3 per game.
Yeah, we know Shirky's lazy.
Is it lazy or is it setup of play? Because
it could be.
Because I wouldn't say Salah's lazy, but Salah doesn't run as much as say Diaz.
I'm just saying. No one wanted to hear it, but it's cool.
And you do know that De Bruyne is not covering that distance quickly. Like I think that's the myth. People see distance covered, they always think, oh yeah, it doesn't mean he was doing it quickly, bro.
No, but the fact that he's covering that distance and Shirky can't is quite telling though.
We don't know if he can or can't know, Matt. Or is he in the same way Salah could probably cover a great amount of distance in the game, but I think Slot tells him not to. Not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying there's differences.
What it is, I think people are mixing up who I think is better. Shirky is right now in a better state than KDB. My whole thing is this. People are saying KDB finished. He can't run no more. Well, my whole argument, the whole point of that argument was Shirky don't run. Do you know what I'm saying? He don't run
we're
either.
Talking about Soboslai and KDB. I don't know why Shirky came into the conversation.
Because what I was trying to do is that it doesn't really matter whether you can run or not. It's about your decision making in other parts of the game. I was just using that as a metric to make people understand that saying KDB finished, you can't run. Well, Shirky doesn't run either. That was my argument. That was what it was. But people just
but one's by choice.
People can't accept that because people prefer Shirky to KDB, who used to play at City and KDB supposedly finished. Yes, it's not the same KDB. We know that. All I said is get KDB for a year. Would we turn down KDB just for a year to come off the bench and try to do a little something? That's all I'm saying.
Done.
We wouldn't do it though, Matt. That's the problem.
That's all I said, and people were just getting a bit thing. But
he's done.
That was just my argument anyway.
If KDB still had something,
the people that understood
he
what
wouldn't
I was saying
believe in
in the
City.
chat. Some of you lot understood what I was saying.
Let me ask you guys a question.
You have. Sometimes you have to learn from other people's mistakes, and every time City let a player go, they know he's done. Like City, if trust me, if KDB still has something left, he'd be getting a 1-year extension at City. He's done.
I don't know. I think Mahrez wasn't done, but he went Saudi. I don't think he was done.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Going to Saudi's a bit different because it's an opportunity.
No, but you could just tell Mahrez could have bought out in any league, but he just chose.
No, but I think that was money, like how they let Alvarez go. I think
but he wasn't done though.
Like money.
Alvarez, they sold Alvarez. He ain't done. He's doing what Atletico.
Let me jump in there.
Yeah, PSR issues.
If Liverpool move for a new DM, and let's say we don't go for Shirky, how would you feel about Mac playing in the 10 then? Because I'll be honest, I've kind of changed my opinion on this. You guys know how much I was pushing for Mac to play 10 this season, coming at the beginning of the season. Yeah. I'm not on board with it now, but what would you guys say to that? Let's say we went and I'm trying to think of someone who's realistic. Let's say Edison from Atalanta came in for 60 mil. He's not necessarily a DM, but he's strong in the tackle. He's athletic, can cover pitch really well. And then
sorry?
Edison from Atalanta.
Oh, Edison.
And then you've got Mac in a 10. How would you feel about that?
Nah, I wouldn't, because I just don't want Edison.
Bring me Shermany, someone like that. Destroyer that can play as well. And then Mac could maybe go to the 10. Because you need physicality and athleticism in there. Doesn't have to be Shermany, but a profile. Someone athletic, is technical as well, then you can move Mac. Because it's about making sure the profiles will mesh together, innit? You can't put Mac in the 10 and then have Gravenberch and say, I don't know, let's give an example. Basetic comes back off loan. That's the person that we're going to use. Or even Endo. Doesn't work. It don't work.
Do you know who I've been starting to think could be a very
who's this Theo guy? Silly mug. Theo's been banned.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course he'll get banned immediately. That's made me forget what I was gonna say. Fuck.
I was gonna say something else actually, but it's cool.
Yeah. That's it. I remembered. There's a certain Aston Villa DM.
I know you're gonna say.
And kind of like he's just, for some reason, he's just under the radar. Maybe because he's at a good team already, but
he had a bad injury as well. If he had ACL,
no, but he seems all right now. He seems like he's cool. You know,
Aston Villa,
yeah,
Boubacar
Kamara.
What about what were you not saying
about that one? We could have signed him on a free, and we chose not to.
Yeah, but the injury, off the back of an injury like that, though.
No, he's played a full season effectively.
Yeah,
now.
He's fine.
No, I know, but
he's all right. He's fine.
But you've said no, but you see, this season, I don't think he's been anywhere near the level that he's previously been at, though.
Yeah, but he can get back to it. Obviously, slow progress is You know what I mean? Like,
but that's at the end that you would want to go for.
No, I'm just thinking of like he's already used to the Premier League.
Yeah,
he's good. I think he would suit the way we play.
Yeah,
and I don't think he would cost as much money as some of the others.
He does miss a fair few games.
Oh shoot, Cal's gone again still.
Bloody hell. I'm just saying, I think he's a very good player, isn't it?
No, he is a good player. I'm just trying to fit. Would he be?
And we could probably get him for like 40, 50 mil. So I'm just saying, like, is that a lot better than
have Villa got the same PSR issues that they've had like literally like every year?
92% of their outgoings is on player wages.
All right, then. It's why they done the loan thing with Rashford and flipping.
Do you know how wild that is, bro?
I don't understand.
92% of the club's outgoings is player wages.
Villa actually have rich owners. The problem is they don't really make Champions League football. They might do this year, potentially. Not only that, obviously, you talk about sponsorships, merchandising, they're not really of that same caliber. That's why they can't really get to spend the money that really and truly they should be able to spend. It's a bit
That's
like
why
Newcastle.
maybe we can capitalize. Remember, that's the reason why they sold Costa. It was only for PSR reasons.
Watch this. Would you rather get Kamara as the DM or Morgan Rogers as the 10? You can only pick one. Like for Liverpool to sign.
Ooh.
Rogers for me.
Do you know what?
And I think Rogers is a bit overrated.
And I know what you want to say, but are you going to say it?
Rogers is sick.
As much as it did well for large parts of the season, I cannot watch Mac and Grav be the pivot anymore. I need some grit in there.
What if I said this, though? You think the pivot is not far from perfect, which is not.
I'm going to pause before I say this. The pivot is too sexy. You can't have a sexy pivot.
All right, but here
you know what I'm saying? Like you need a brute in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but even though I agree with you, it's the same kind of premise. We've just won the league without a proper DM.
mm-hmm.
We've just won the league without a proper striker. So what I'm saying is, can you compensate and get a 10 to go alongside Szoboszlai? Maybe Szoboszlai fills it in that pivot. So yeah, we're kind of coping. We're not really doing what we should be doing because you know what our club does. We're not going to get a player to cover every position. But what if I said to you, we get Morgan Rogers, Szoboszlai drops into the into one of the pivot roles if he needs to start, so to speak, and there's a bit more rotation there. And Endo's not sold either, but Morgan Rogers is there to add to the number 10 spot. Would you take that?
Nah, I'm taking Kamara. You know. Because even Rogers is wicked. I think he's a bad.
I think I can't lie. I
can't watch the midfield be Rogers.
Yeah.
Gravenberch and McAllister. I can't watch that be the midfield. There's no.
Rogers is cold though.
Where's the bite in there, bro? Like
I understand.
I can't do that. I can't. It's Kamara.
Sorry, all right. Say you want to just quickly, Carl. Just quickly. So say if you want to get this DM, say you want to get Kamara, yeah. What then happens, in your opinion, to either Gravenberch or McAllister? What do you think the manager does?
Matt, you stole my whole flow. I'm gonna up the ante on that question for both of you. Champions League final. I'm going real. I have to say this person's name so you guys don't try and cheat. Florian Wirtz is the number 10, and we've got Kamara there. Who starts next to Kamara out of Grav and Mac? Champions League final.
Mac.
Say it, Matt. I know you ain't got the green screen. You're right to say it, bro.
Sometimes you just gotta call a spade, Matt.
The thing is, Kamara will break up play and lay it off to whoever's there. Gravenberch can't get the passing. Like,
combination.
I'm just thinking out loud. Let me think out loud. So he'll break up the play, play the ball to McAllister. McAllister can. It probably would be McAllister, most likely. It would be McAllister.
Shout out to Lakers. McAllister has won the most tackles for Liverpool this season.
Who'd be McAllister? I'll be honest with you, it'd be McAllister.
Does that open a bigger conversation? Does Grav become more of a rotational player than McAllister potentially next season if we sign a? Look at Matt's face. I'm
just waiting for you to say what you're gonna say, bro.
Look at his face.
I'm just waiting, fam. I'm just waiting to see what you're gonna say, innit?
Is Gravenberch the player that potentially is sacrificed more than McAllister next season if we sign a destroyer? And if so, how do you both feel about that, given his performances this season? And how does he take that as well?
I think it's horses for courses. I think this is how you win big honors. You rotate and you give people game time depending on what the opposition is, and this is how you.
Matt is struggling at the moment.
He is.
Oh, Matt is struggling at the moment.
Disrespect.
That was a slow goal. Pause. That was a slow goal.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's a
Graven, but here's what. In fact, you know what? Yeah, that's a big. That's a big pause.
Lava splash.
Yeah, 100. This is what we have to remember, though, and this is where it gets a bit techie. Not trying to spoil any of the show, but do you remember when Gravenberch's agent spoke about the Real Madrid or whatever? Now, I'm not saying Gravenberch is going to look at that and just go, "Well, I'm leaving." This is where it's gonna be on the manager even more so to make sure players get to actually rotate and play. Because you know what I don't want to see? Let's say we get Florian Wirtz and we get Kamara, and McAllister's playing more games than Gravenberch. I don't want to see it now. Gravenberch feels like he was when he first signed, when he was like, I ain't gonna because Gravenberch has spoken about how like his mission this year was to break into Liverpool's first team, being a first team player, and I think he's done that very, very well, innit? I don't want to see a Gravenberch where he's hardly getting
what rotation.
No, but this is where the manager will really have to show his credentials, because if the manager starts settling on a midfield 3 and a pivot in a 10, and he doesn't really play Gravenberch, we're gonna have a bigger problem on our hands, in my opinion. And that's how players get picked off as well, because players will look at you not playing. Remember what happened at Bayern Munich? It will be the same thing. So it'll be on Arnie's slot.
He'll be way more important to us.
No, but bro, it will be on Arnie's slot. And don't get it twisted. Gravenberch this year hasn't gone unnoticed. Yes, we can say his earlier on in the season is kind of fallen off a cliff, so to speak, but it hasn't gone unnoticed around Europe, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, Gravenberch is a baller, bro. We all know that, bro. Of course.
I can't live in a world where Gravenberch isn't playing like Madrid.
Yeah, but we've got the same issues where we got to worry about McAllister with Real Madrid.
Agreed.
All right.
But can I say this though? Gravenberch is the only person in the squad. He's the most unique person in our midfield, you know. He mixes a blend of pace, power, and technique.
I don't think
there's no one.
He hasn't got power, bro.
He doesn't. But he's got running power. What are we doing here?
He hasn't got pace though.
I thought you was talking about like.
You're telling me when Grav doesn't run away from players when he does a ton, he doesn't sprint away from players. Like
he's a powerful. I wouldn't say he's pacey though, man. I genuinely wouldn't.
Pal, we're doing that thing again, aren't we?
No, we're not. What
was that argument we had the other day? What was that thing we got? The aggression. What was the thing? What was it again? Was we going back up?
Oh, what was the two words? Is aggression and something else, right?
Yeah.
Was it complacency?
No. It was aggression and was it aggression and combative?
Because no, what was it? Me and Kyle was like proper going at it. Pause.
We were. I can't remember the two words now.
What was it, chat?
But I wouldn't sit here and say Grav's pace.
All right, but let's not enter back into that fight. But what I'm gonna say is this: Gravenberch is very unique, though. Like you see, like breaking the press. I know McAllister can break the press with his passing.
Aggression and physicality. That's what.
That's aggression and physicality. Gravenberch can break out the press due to his dribbling capabilities. No one in our team can do that. Break out the press like that. Under pressure like that.
He has struggled recently, not even taking the mid, and that's why I do think there needs to be a refresh in the midfield. What I will say though, and this is a question to both of you,
yeah,
Real Madrid, a mouthpiece of Real Madrid came out today, and the quote was, "Real Madrid are not interested in Martin Zubimendi. They prefer Liverpool's Alexis McAllister. They love him." That is from J. Felix Diaz. I asked this question, I think, last week, and you both shut me down. I'm glad you shut me down, but I was still worried. I just didn't make a big thing of it. With him coming out and saying that, do you think Mac would have been here 2 seasons now? Do you think Real Madrid try and get McAllister?
Yes, they will. It won't be this summer. It'll probably be the summer after. I'm so sick to death of every single time we buy top players, other clubs just think, oh, you know what? That's a good player over Liverpool. Let's try and get him. You know what's going to happen. South American. I'm almost certain they probably mapped out his future. I've already said it from jump when we signed him. He won't be at Liverpool for the rest of his career. We can probably all agree to that. But we at least got to get 4 or 5 years out of McAllister, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't even want to live in a world where they offer us 90 and we say, okay. I just don't, bro.
I hear it. It might be out of our hands.
McAllister is part of the spine, bro.
No, I hear it. It might be out of our
hands. Are they ever
just
going to just let man chill?
No,
they took Trent on a free. They want, bruv, for even when Gravenberch's agent was twerking for Real Madrid, now you got Real Madrid journalists saying that they want McAllister. Like, brother, just you can see it already. We're going. Imagine the impossible will happen, Cal. We'll sign Isak. guess who wants him? Because maybe Mbappe or Vinny leaves and goes Saudi. It'll be
Probably
them
be
as
Vinny
well.
that goes Saudi.
They're just on the nose, man.
It's part of life, man. It happens. Hopefully, we can just grow and have these players want to stick around like Virgin and Salah. That's all you can hope for, innit? Speaking of someone who might not stick around beyond the end of this season, and that is Luis Diaz. And not rumors, but it's clear there's a decision to be made. Now, Luis Diaz, if I'm not mistaken, goes into the last 2 years of his contract. For me, this is a summer where we either offer him a new deal or we sell him. Now, Matt, I said this logic to you over the phone. I'm going to share the logic with the people.
Yeah.
Everyone knows my thoughts on Diaz. I think he's a good player, but I think he's a player who we can upgrade on, and he frustrates me when he plays. He has some great games, but he frustrates me. I think he's a purple patch player. However, I can't believe I'm going to say this in 2025, because if I would never imagine me saying this time last year. Let's say we went big on a striker and we could only buy one striker. I'd rather Diaz be the rotational striker than Diogo Jota next season.
Raw.
You trust in Diaz more than you trust in Jota, basically. This
Just
current version.
Purely on availability, yeah.
I think you've got to offer Diaz a new contract or sell him as well. You're right.
I think this is a summer in it, Drift. It can't be no dilly-dallying.
Yeah, if he's got 2 years left, yeah, it's got to be now.
Decision has to be made.
Plus, he's going to want a contract now at 27, 28 years old and still only earning 50 grand a week. He's going to actually want a new contract now.
One thing I do struggle
getting to that age.
Yeah. One thing I do struggle with, though, is that I know Luis Diaz. I think he's on about 16 goals or something like that.
He's on 11 goals, 5 assists in the league at the moment.
And 16 overall in about 40 something.
Yeah, I'm just checking that now. Yes.
I'm sure his GA is 21.
But here's the thing. Luis Diaz probably, for his ability, probably should be in about 20 overall goals because he's that good. But do you know what I want to say, though? I'm going to actually big him up. I understand he can frustrate, and I understand he's had games where you're like, what are you doing? Cody Gakpo got injured. He had to play the majority of minutes. Not only that, he was playing a striker when both of our strikers were either injured or couldn't get their act together. There's this weird, not weird, but like there's this notion that we just have to sell him. Like there's bare other left wingers that are way better than him. I think that's a bit of a false narrative, you know. I have to say, the more you watch Luis Diaz, the more you realize like he's a quality player. Yes, he can frustrate, but like he's not someone that I think we should be actively looking to sell. It's more about if you get an offer that's above his value, that's where you go, all right, cool. Do you know what? Let's see if we can bring in because we're gonna get that amount. But I don't think we should be looking to throw him out like he doesn't do nothing. I do find it a bit weird.
Oh, I've been confused about this. I've been confused about this for about a year and a half.
Like even the Anthony Gordon thing, Cal, this is not having a go at you, but you was the one that was like, Anthony Gordon, you wasn't even saying get any, but you just basically trying to say
he's not as bad as you guys were making out.
Yeah. But me and Jeff were like, no, don't sell him for Anthony Gordon. We don't feel like it's an upgrade. We don't feel X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
But Diaz has contributed this season. Has he contributed enough? You probably could. You might say yes or no. There was a massive. This is what people are going to cling on to, and I understand it. It was 1 goal in 17, and I understand that is bad. And maybe he just went through a real barren spell, and maybe it was because at that point he was burnt out. I don't know. I'm not Luis Diaz in it, but I just think we got to big him up a bit more, you know. Because I'll be real. For those that were having a go at me, and you guys were right. This is why I'm going to hold my hands up. So you guys are right. When I was saying about the whole dribbling thing with Salah and how I was saying Salah can still dribble, which he can, but it's like very, very sparingly. Luis Diaz will do all of that stuff and try and create and rare tear. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's that guy. The burden falls on him to do all the get past his fullback. Salah will make the inside run. That's if someone makes the overlap. He makes things happen. I just feel like sometimes we're a bit harsh on him at times. Arsenal got Martinelli. He ain't better. Man City got Doku. He ain't better. Chelsea have got Neto. Neto ain't better either. Who else is there? Anthony Gordon is what people will say in the chat. they think he can do better. So I don't agree with it, but I'm just going to say Anthony Gordon is one that can match him. Who else can match him in the Premier League?
Bro, this is what I've been trying. Bro, welcome
no, all jokes aside,
bro. I've been trying to tell people this.
See, someone said PSG that got 4 though. I understand. I'm not talking about PSG.
Do you know which left winger rivals Diaz in the league?
Go on.
Gakpo. So why is everyone so quick to just dash Diaz away? I'm so confused. I've been confused about this for months.
It's like he's got mistaken. All right, this is gonna drift. You're not gonna like me saying this, but you'll understand why I'm saying it. People think it's like mistaken identity, like he's Darwin. Like, no disrespect. There's a big difference, in my opinion, especially this season, in terms of Diaz and Nunes. I know, just drifting like that. That's why I got to move past the quick. But he gets the premise, though. One has contributed, the other one is... Sorry, Jeff, I had to say it, bro. I was trying to get through it quick. Like, the other one is that things going on, whether it's personal, club wanted to sell him, he wanted to leave. The other ones is he's buckled up and he's played as best as he can and he's gotten tired and he's had burnout while the person he's competing with was injured. What more do you want from him? Again, like I said, he could probably got you 20 goals in all comps, but he's on 16. So he might even end on 17, 18, which will be his best season.
What I'm saying. Like, big up our brother Kojo who's in the chat.
Big up Kojo, man.
Kojo, I'm telling you, bro, we're never going to get another Mane. That's the thing. Because Kojo's right. Like, Mane is the level we want. I think we have to accept that Mane is he's an anomaly. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to be able to find another, like, machine like that. So, I think
you genuinely don't think we could upgrade on Diaz this summer, Drift?
I think it's very difficult to upgrade Diaz.
For a left winger, I'm not talking about as an overall football. I'm talking about as a left wing.
Yeah. Left wing. Half the left wing is better than Iman available. And then, do you know what I mean? I think he's very difficult to upgrade on.
As I said,
I don't know. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but all the ones that are better than him are already at a team that either Kvaratskhelia, for example, just went there, or it's a player like Vinny or Dembele where there's no chance the club would sell him. So it's like, I don't really know how many Rafinha, Vinny, Mbappe, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. And now I'm starting to struggle a bit of left wingers who I think are better than Diaz. Yeah, I'm just saying, I like, it's not as easy to upgrade on Diaz as people think. That's all.
I don't think he's a top 5 left winger in world football.
No, I wouldn't go top 5. No, but I think he's the best left winger in the Premier League.
I'm not going to say it because it's just going to draw out a bit of a madness, but I don't know. I think when he's on his streak, he's one of the best, but I think the highs are high with Diaz and the lows are low. There's no in between, and I think that's my frustration. There's no.
The thing is, when he's not doing the GA thing, I think it's very underestimated just how hard he actually works and the ground that he covers as well. Because that stuff, I think it's unfair when people look past that stuff. If you're having a bad game in terms of like contributing with goals.
No, I hear.
But like, if you work really hard and you do that side of the game and you still come out of the game and you was all right in the game, then.
But is that overcompensating though? The whole running hard and working hard, is that overcompensating because you're not doing?
No, I don't think he's that type of player. I just think he's that type of player. He's got that tenacity in him. He's that type of player.
Fairs. Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, if we kept Diaz but we sold Jota and Nunes, I could live with that. But I prefer Diaz to be a person who covers centre forward as opposed to, well, he can cover left wing and both. I mean, that's you kind of got a cheat code there. So I could live with it. But I think he probably wants to move on this summer with the whole Saudi stuff and the rumours there. So we will see.
I just want everybody to know that if you don't have this opinion, I think you're disrespecting Diaz. Diaz has been a very, very important part of why Liverpool are going to win the league.
I agree. This season,
So, 100%. So let's just give him the respect of like understanding he's been important, because a lot of people speak about Diaz like he's not important, and I find it very strange. I don't know. I don't know. I just
yeah, I hear it. Right, let's have these
so
super.
before you do the supers, bro, because you lot was talking about the McAllister stuff, and there's one thing I wanted to add. We need to give McAllister a new contract this summer.
Tell the board that, bro.
We can't let McAllister get down to 2 years. Yeah. We should offer him a new 5-year deal right now, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
With a pay increase. Put him on 250.
250 Drift.
Otherwise, he goes Madrid, Cal. If we don't give him that type of money, bro, he goes Madrid.
Bro, we ain't putting him on 250 Drift. You know we're not. You know we're not, bro. Come on, man.
Bruv, he's important, bro.
Drift.
He should be
by the way,
that money.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm telling you the club I'm putting him on 250k a week.
Well, we're going to lose him.
Boy, hopefully
it's going to be devastating. Do you know how hard he'll be to replace?
Yeah, of course I do. No, we ain't giving him 250, bro.
210 then.
Yeah, we ain't doing that either, bro.
He needs to be on at least 200, man.
Planner Boy says, if we actually go big pause this summer, should we start questioning Klopp? Just saying. No, because we're going to have to sell big in order to buy big this summer. So for
and not only that, football changes so much in a year. Everything, like, you know what I mean? It's not comparable.
Fumonzo says, saw who opened the show. Yeah, FSG ain't doing ish. Wow. Cool. Say no more. Honesty, bigger member for 29 months. Big up yourself, Honesty. Hope you're well,
big up,
brother.
Honesty. Big up, man.
H says 300 of the British finest M's. Isak, yeah, don't even harvest my potatoes, Drift. Mantis says Nico Williams left wing. I'll be honest, guys. If Diaz frustrates you, Nico Williams is going to be the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is Nico Williams is younger, so you could argue there's a higher ceiling, but he's going to be the same, and his wage demands are going to be crazy as well.
The
Red
on
guy
250 at Bilbao, isn't it? So
exactly. The red guy 8 says, for me, 2 strikers, Isak in the lap, 2 left backs, Kirkers and Hato, 1 Cam Verts, 1 centre back, Huijsen, keep Chiesa and Doka's backups, integrate Bashetic. Boy, red guy 8, I wish we could have the summer you're pitching, but
he spent more money than I did.
Yeah. Darwin says Kane 50 mil release clause, title sealed. I'd love us to sign Harry Kane, but again, we're not doing that. The club wouldn't. The club's not doing that. Johnson, Dean Hyson, low-key needs 1 more year at Bournemouth.
I actually agree with that, but you can't leave him there because then it'll get taken by one of the other teams.
Yeah, unfortunately. Ali says, I have a gut feeling we go for Xavi Simons. How do you feel if we went for Xavi Simons, Jeff? Can play left and centre.
I don't know, bro. You see, he's
don't
such a... Yeah, but there's some games where he balls out. Yeah. The crazy thing is, for club, he's way better than he is for country.
Yeah.
And I need to remember that, because when I'm looking at his disappointing performances, they're always for Holland. He doesn't really perform poorly at club level. It's Holland when he performs poorly. So, like, maybe it's something to do more with the setup or the way he's being used there or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, there's something about him. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. He's talented though. There's no two ways about it.
He's played 12 games from left wing and 15 from attacking mid this season. He's got a total of 9 goals and 5 assists in the league. Voice of reason, kudos for the 10 pace and power and tech and can cover Mo. That's a shout. I don't think we pay that amount, but that's a shout. That's a shout.
But kudos is going to cost a lot of money as well.
Yeah. John said, I'd rather a one-legged KDB than road running merchant. Give me 10 to 20 games of KDB feeding Salah against tired legs. No need to start him. The problem is, John, we're not going to have that amount of money on the bench. Just And again, KDB's injuries as well could be a potential madness.
Yeah.
Big up Soren. Ain't seen you in a while. Hope you're well, Soren. Big up Jens. If we lose Jota, Nunes, Diaz, Simicast, Trent, Chiesa, and Elliott in the summer, what is the minimum amount of players we need to buy? And we can add Rio and Danz into the equation. You never walk alone. If we lose all of those players, we'll need to replace Jota and Nunes and Diaz. Simicast will need a replacement. Trent, Chiesa would need a replacement on the right wing. And we'd need another 10. So that's 7 already. Not to mention the centre back we need as well.
That would be too much, you know.
Yeah, that's 8. We'd need too much. And the centre midfield, we'd need 9 players. We are never getting 9 players.
That'd be crazy. Yeah. And plus, I'll be devastated if we let all those players go. Chiesa and Elliott, I think you keep hold of those.
There's a high chance those players do go, though. Micah says, after statements about big windows from Edwards, Berta, and Caldoun, Paul, Arsenal, City going super clear next. No chance for Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Man United. I'll go out on a limb. I think whoever has the best transfer window out of Liverpool and Arsenal will win the league next season, in my opinion.
I can see where you're coming from with that one.
Voice of Reason says, Grav, Camavinga swap deal, you doing it?
No.
Cool. We'll move on. AJ knows ball. Something about 8s from Leipzig. # justice for Chiesa. Yeah, I again still don't know why Chiesa ain't getting any game time. Big up our brother Demo Dre. Hope you're well, bro. We are really sleeping on Bashek's return. I'm not. They're calling him Stefan Busquets in Spain, you know. My DM with Curtis Jones is my 10. Oh, you lost me there, Demo. Bashek is clear of Kamara tricks. I do think Bashek should come back next season, but I won't be mad if he goes out on loan. As long as we don't sell him, I'm good with it. Mantis, you know, boys, Diaz is on 55k a week and Nunes on 150. Dark times, man.
No, I think
why
Nunes
people saying Matt get Matt? What?
Because Cal would swap Gravenberch for Camavinga.
I didn't say anything. I actually didn't say anything.
You would do that?
Oh, Strift is a proper snaky snitch there. The question was asked. I actually didn't even give an answer, bro.
What's your answer then?
But you know when no answer is the answer, isn't it?
Would you swap Camavinga for
John says, let's be fair, Cava was the one man. Yeah, one man. Yeah, he was, to be fair. Cava was the guy to go and get, but it didn't happen, man. So Eagle versus Shark says Diaz playing out of position because the strike has been stinky and he's more versatile than Gakpo, so underappreciated. That's true as well.
Turned your camera off, Cal.
Yes, I sunk in my eye.
So you're not saying nothing.
I'm just saying I'm reading out super chats. Of course, I'm talking, bro.
All right. Well, when you finish the super chats, we'll go back to it then.
We're gonna wrap up the show, bro.
I don't know. We got time. We can ask a question, right?
We'll see. Just Labs, guys might get Bastoni dying in the toilet. We ain't getting Bastoni, bro. that definitely ain't happening. Shout out to Rara. I'm gonna say Rara, big up for your super chat there. Mr. Whoopsie says they're flipping Chiesa like a house. You said Chiesa's property development.
We'll see him that way. Still, we'll see him that way.
That's crazy.
What do they call them? A pick 'em upper? No. What is, you know?
Like a house.
What do they call a house when there's like it's got potential and then you like, wow, what's that thing that they call it? I'm sure it's like a doer-upper or something. There's like a term like that.
A project purchase, a project buy.
Yeah.
Jamrock, Cal, what is selling fringe players for big money and purchasing better players on big money viewed as a negative? I don't view it as a negative. Would you prefer to them? No, Jamrock, you got me all wrong here. I don't have a problem with sell to buy. I don't have a problem. My problem is we haven't been doing sell to buy. We've been letting players go on a free and they're not buying players.
Seems like you saw Gravenberch for Camavinga, though.
They didn't say to sell Gravenberch.
Would you swap then? Would you do a swap deal?
But it's not realistic, so I've not even thought about it, Matt.
Would you do it?
Drift, I think he's talking to you.
No, I'm asking you, Carl. Would you do
Ask
it?
me what?
Would you swap Camavinga for Gravenberch? It's a pretty straightforward question.
I've never thought about it, Matt.
Would you do it though? That's right. You better sip your water, bro. Ain't no apple juice gonna protect you this time. What are you saying?
Water, bro.
What are you saying, Carl?
I'm saying I think it's been a fantastic show.
Oh, you've got your answer,
question, bro. That's
crazy.
You've
got your answer. You don't.
It's
need
mad.
to ask
It's so crazy. When people don't say nothing,
they say
it's the loudest answer.
Oh, so I'm Trent now. Is that what you man are saying? I'm Trent now.
I mean, you said it.
Because I'm not speaking up. I'm Trent now.
You said it.
Honestly, I don't know what I'd do.
All jokes aside, though, would you? No banter, down. Would you?
Honestly, jokes aside, all jokes aside, I genuinely don't know. I think Camavinga's cold. Camavinga's better than Gravenberch. I don't think we can.
No, I don't know about that, bro.
I don't think he is.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
they're just different profiles.
I mean, speak your truth, Carl. If this is how you feel.
I think Camavinga's better than Gravenberch.
You think he's better?
Yeah.
Based on what? What's he better at?
I rate Camavinga, by the way.
Camavinga's cold, but what's he better at?
Tackling, reading the play, better, more pace, stronger. Like,
he ain't stronger than Gravenberch.
Okay.
I know Tom Little's in the chat.
By the way, me saying Camavinga, I think Camavinga's better. It's not me calling Gravenberch a scrub.
Tom, get the stats ready for Gravenberch and Camavinga. I need them now, Tom. Like now. Pick up Tom Little in the chat. I need to see this. Because I disagree. But statistically, you could be right. But I disagree.
Okay. I'm not saying it's night and day. I just think he's better than Grav.
Is it Stacey? Is it?
I think sometimes
let's move on, man, before it turns into another.
Oh my! You're saying Gravenberch is overrated because he's had one good season?
No, but how many good seasons has Camavinga had?
I don't know because he's never really completed full seasons.
Okay, first. Was Camavinga integral for Real Madrid winning the Champions League? I think the season where they won it from us.
Yeah,
was he in that season?
He came off the bench and changed the game nearly every round.
So
he did. But then I could also argue was Gravenberch integral for Liverpool winning the Premier League this season.
And that's why I'd say yes. That's why I'm saying it's not night and day. But I think
what's this? Camavinga is 2%. Oh, what's Tom say? Camavinga is 2%
in the top 2%
for tackles, top 3 for block, and top 10 for interceptions. Okay, so statistically, he's serious. Again, let me just make this clear. Camavinga's appalling, you know. I'm just not swapping him for Gravenberch. That's all it is.
No, that's fair enough. I never said I would as well. You just asked me who I think is better.
Fair play. But at least we know where you're at, though. We know where you're at.
I just think he's better. Not night and day, though.
Fair enough.
That's another reason why Arsenal's definitely going through as well, because Camavinga's suspended.
Yeah.
And they've got no many as well. They're missing quite a few players.
No, I think
Real Madrid absolutely.
Yeah, Tchouaméni was suspended. I think he's back for that game. Oh yeah.
Nah, Real Madrid are cooked.
Boys, anything you want to promote or say before we wrap things up? Pause.
Always wrap things up. We will
not all the time.
Well, in your case, never.
3 kids, baby. I don't even wrap up my sandwiches nowadays, bro.
What was I gonna say?
Only thing Carl pulls out of is the drive to go to work,
and even then, bro, sometimes.
Yeah, tomorrow, guys, PSG Aston Villa. Make sure you're there. It's It's going to be a good one. And then obviously the big one, Real Madrid versus Arsenal. To watch Real Madrid get their arse handed to them even at the Bernabeu, which is going to be mad.
I can't believe Arsenal going to go through, you know. Listen, unless Real Madrid score in the first 5 minutes,
it's done.
It's done, man. It's done.
I think it's done as well.
AJ knows ball. A question for all of us. Would you swap Gravenmack for Camavinga and Valverde?
No.
Carl's asking that question with confidence. Why would you, Carl?
I don't know.
People are saying, turn your camera off again.
Valverde and Camavinga.
Carl, I can't.
Hold on. It's not like I'm swapping these players for scrubs, you know.
You're acting like our players.
Bro, what are we doing here? On a real, Valverde.
You're acting like our players are scrubs.
No, I'm not. Don't do that, Matt. Because you've compared Valverde to Gerrard. So what are we doing there?
Don't ever say that.
You've never ever said he's got attributes similar to Steven Gerrard.
I said his long range shooting is a sight to behold. I've never said. I've never said that.
Who's better, who's better, Valverde or McAllister in your opinion?
McAllister is a better all-round player. Valverde is a better athlete.
Okay, fair enough. In your opinion,
I can't believe you're gonna start Drift. Have you ever heard me say I've compared Valverde to Gerrard? The blasphemy.
I don't think so.
You've compared. You said attributes wise, he's got a bit of Gerrard about him. You said.
I said he's long range shooting. That's it. I can't believe you're gonna try and.
I'm just gonna stay straight in it. Ain't no shame in my game.
Yeah, say it. Go on, say it.
I'd swap Gravenmack for Camavinga.
Of course you would. And you swap Gravenberch for
I ain't gonna lie about it.
100%. There you go. That's what I wanted you to admit. Now the people know exactly who you are.
Yeah. Shout out to Rara. Tron says, would you swap Cal for Monts on Kopish? Yeah, I'd probably say yes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If you think I'm wild though, Monts is a whole nother level. So
I can't believe Matt actually just said you. I'm glad you showed the people exactly who you are.
Nah. In it, big up Imran. Imran, I can't believe. Big up Farm Zone. I can't believe that you would say that. Big up Justin and Dean.
Rude Boy LFC says Salah would be like a new signing next season with his contract renewed. FSG won't sign any players. # worst news ever. No, that won't happen, man. That won't happen. You're good. They will not sign. They will sign players. How many will they sign? And the quality, but they will definitely sign players.
Just quickly, in regards to big up chat, I'll let you know. I may still do the Barca game. I'll let you know. Drift's doing the Real Madrid game.
Sorry, sure.
I'm doing the Spurs Frankfurt game off the top of my head. But yeah, I'll let you know, guys, if I'm going to do the Barca game tomorrow.
You know what's magic? You know why Sean?
Insane amount of pain, you know. By the way, Sean, I'm not gonna lie.
You know why Sean is being so spiteful with that? Because
the Barca game's done. That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing worse for someone with kids than the kids to keep them up all night.
Yeah,
that is actually the worst thing.
No. It is the worst. Trust me, it's the worst.
That is dark. Sean.
You just want to go sleep and the kids are just up. like it's just mad. It's a mad
crazy, crazy. But look, people, we are gonna wrap up there. Look, we've had over 1,000 of you in here for a large portion of the show. Please do smash that like button, guys. Let's get to 1,000 likes. D-Dub says Camavinga top speed 32.71, Grab top speed 33.39 according to UEFA. Okay,
just a statistic, right? Just a stat.
Yeah, just like Tom's were. Let us know your thoughts, people.
I'm not gonna lie, Gravenberch is a G still.
Of course he is. At least we rate him, Drift. Just saying. Go back to when we signed him. You'll see the real Cal. You'll see the real Cal. Cal didn't even want Gravenberch.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know,
are you sure?
I'm positive. We can pull up
Drift,
the
is
video.
there Drift? I'm gonna ask Drift this quick question. Drift, is there more truth in Cal didn't want Gravenberch or me comparing Valverde to Gerrard? All right, let me drop the mic.
No, tell
Was
me
the
when I
mic?
said I didn't want Gravenberch.
Mic drop. There we go.
When did I say I didn't want
Done.
Gravenberch?
I let the people decide.
You didn't say you didn't want him, but you was extremely unenthusiastic
Why was I unenthusiastic?
Mic drop.
because you didn't think we needed him.
I said we needed a more combative midfielder based on Klopp's
You
system.
got a.
And how did Grav do
And how did that turn out?
How did Grav do last season?
Oh, what? Last season? I thought we only deal with what have you done?
No, how did Grav do last season? Because we were basing it. We were basing it on the Klopp system. Who doesn't play 4-2-3-1, plays 4-3-3.
So you want to compare? So you want to compare? You want to compare Ugarte and Gravenberch? I don't even think there's even a competition there, bro.
As a Naby fan, I wouldn't do this whole centre midfield thing, bro.
Naby fan?
You're not a Naby fan.
Are you not a Mazraoui fan?
Yeah.
Mazraoui, the right back that we should buy.
You can stay.
Oh, Mazraoui, that right back.
Yeah,
okay.
The one who can stay fit for a season.
Okay. Yeah, what? Stay fit and do nothing. I'd rather take Naby Keita. I'm just asking.
I know you would rather take Naby Keita.
That's the problem. I'm just saying.
You taking Naby Keita is the issue.
The fact that you've had to go to Naby says I've really won.
It doesn't. I'm just saying the fact.
It is. But it's all right though.
So you're telling me
Ugarte and Mazraoui. Ugarte and Mazraoui are the people that we should have signed, Drift.
If Klopp was
in charge.
If Klopp was still here,
top 4 contenders.
If Klopp was still here, would Gravenberch have shone this season?
But Klopp's not here. Arne Slot's here.
Oh. So you're basically doing.
So you're trying to do the whole. If this would have happened, if that. I'm talking about.
No, because when we signed him, who was the manager?
What has transpired in 2025? Man United haven't done nothing. Their signings are absolutely.
You're moving the goalpost.
Mazraoui's dead. Ugarte's dead. Gravenberch is serious.
Because you know what I'm saying.
You wasn't happy. You wasn't happy with Gravenberch.
You're deflecting.
I don't know what else to tell you.
You're deflecting. You're deflecting.
I'm not deflecting.
You are deflecting.
How am I deflecting?
Did we sign him? Did we sign him when we had Klopp? Yes or no?
We signed him under Jurgen Klopp. Gravenberch had an okay season. They went on to be amazing. What are we saying about Ugarte and Mazraoui? Have they improved?
They've only been in the club for less than a season. So
have they done well?
Mazraoui's actually done well.
You think Mazraoui's done well?
Oh, it's Man United fan.
You might want to speak to Man United fans about that. I'm just saying.
I do a show with Saeed every week, bro. Ask him.
Oh, I'll ask him. Ugarte. You want but
been poor.
Also, if we're going by your metric, would those players do well at Liverpool? Does Mazraoui replace Trent? Does Ugarte replace, I don't know, Gravenberch? No, he doesn't. I'm just saying.
No, cool. We'll see what happens then, innit?
We'll see.
This is all because you want to do up lawyer for Gravenberch, yeah?
How so? You want to swap Gravenberch for Camavinga?
Yeah. And you're acting like I'm saying Gravenberch is a rubbish
player. And then you try to lie and say I compared Valverde to Gerrard, which I've never said in my whole entire life.
You've never said he's got Gerrard-esque.
Cal, if I'd said that wholeheartedly, I would literally say to you.
You've never ever said in your life he's got Gerrard.
I said he can shoot and it reminds me a little bit. That's all I've said, bro. Nothing else, bro.
Okay, cool.
Nothing else, bro.
Okay. You're right. You happy?
That's all I've said.
Okay, cool.
See, you went to Naby Keita, yeah. That was a low blow. That's like me going to...
You wanted to do facts. You went low.
Did you want Missy Diaby? Did you want Missy Diaby?
Yeah, I did. But hold on, we can do plays that you wanted as well. Hold on, Matt, we can do plays you wanted as well.
No, 1 for 1. Because I just gave you one player.
We can do plays you've wanted as well, Matt. If you want to do that.
You went 1 for 1. Did I bring up any of your signings?
If you want to do that as well, we can do it. It's up to you.
Oh, Carl, bruv. Let's not do that.
Because your track record ain't great either, bro.
But neither is yours.
My track record just as good as yours, probably.
Well, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay, cool. Timo Werner. We move. 1 in a million. UEFA
Timo Werner.
Camavinga 34.9 kilometers per hour. Gravenberch 33.
Wait there.
Per hour. You said 1 for 1.
So which one of those is
That's
the
another-
Wait,
correct
there,
one?
wait.
So apparently, the UEFA site saying that Camavinga's reached its highest speed.
Oh, okay.
What's that? Sorry.
AJ knows ball, more suited to the Prem. Camavinga
What are we changing
and
stats now?
Valverde. No, I'm just reading out supers. I don't know if this is true or not.
Is Manu Kone a super? I don't know what he's doing though.
Say again.
Manu
You wanted
Kone.
Manu Kone as well.
Not like you, bro. You were
wanted
championing
Kevin
Manu
Thuram.
Kone.
You wanted
Bruv,
Kefren
Manu-
as well.
Yeah. And who's doing better? Kevin
They're
Thuram
both
or
doing
Manu
about the
Kone?
same, bro. They're both
Nah,
actually doing
I
about the same.
don't think so, bro.
No, they literally are about the
Juve,
same.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm
because of
just
where
saying.
someone's ranked in the league, that
I'm
means they're better.
just saying.
Come on, Matt, do better, bro.
Come on, man.
Matt's Weaver.
Come on, man.
Cool. AJ knows ball.
Come on, man.
AJ
Come on,
knows
man.
ball. Who's more
You
suited to
didn't
the
even
Prem?
rate Gakpo. I don't know what we're doing here.
Matt's Wifer.
You wanted Anthony
Cam-
Gordon.
Matt's Wifer,
Anthony Gordon to replace Diaz.
who's just got stats as good as him.
Anthony Gordon to replace Diaz.
You wanted Matt's Wifer to be.
I'm
our
just saying.
DM.
I'm just saying.
You wanted Matt's Weaver to be.
You
our
wanted
DM.
Liam Delap to be our lead striker, bro.
No, I didn't. That's a lie.
Sorry, you wanted Liam Delap to be a signing
Drift,
for
when have I ever
Liverpool.
said I want Liam Delap to be our lead striker, Drift?
You never mentioned you wanted Liam Delap.
No, that's not what you just said. When did I say I wanted to be the lead striker?
What about
Drift?
today? Hold on. When I pressed you about
Drift,
today,
could
and
you
I was
answer
like,
the question,
who do you want
please?
to? When I wanted the striker, when I asked you for
Drift,
the
could you answer the
striker,
question?
Drift,
could
who
you
did he
answer the
pick for the
question?
striker today, Drift? Who did he pick for the striker that he would pick out of the
Today?
two? Yeah, who did he pick today, Drift? Can you remember? I know Cal's got a good memory. Come on,
No, I don't even remember.
let's
who
do it
Cal
now.
said.
Come on. Who did you want? You wanted Liam Delap. We can go look at. Should we go look at the video right now? Well, you actually said Liam Delap.
What was
Oh
the
my god,
parameters?
mad.
What was the parameters?
Did you say Liam Delap? Yes or no?
What were the parameters?
Out
man?
of all the strikers that I said to you, Cal, I pressed you. I was like, "What striker would you like?" I said, "Who would you prefer?" You said Delap.
Yeah, I said out of Ekitike and
There we
Delap, yeah.
go. Delap. So there we go. So what's so hard to admit that?
Okay, cool. You still want
I don't understand.
AJ knows ball.
In Cuckoo.
Who's more suited to the Prem? Camavinga and Valverde or
What?
Mac or Grav?
What?
You
I
didn't
saw you
want
wanted
Nkunku?
Nkunku.
No,
Did you
I
not want
didn't.
Nkunku?
No,
That's
I
a
didn't.
lie. Now
When
you're
did-
capping. You
When did
wanted,
I feel-
brother.
No, I didn't.
When we done the show, when we done the members video, you said Nkunku just like myself.
No, I didn't.
100% you did, bro. Okay, cool.
Drift,
You
you
don't
wanted
remember the video?
Nkunku, you're Matt.
You didn't remember the video? All right, cool. You don't remember.
Drift, who wanted Nkunku?
He doesn't
You're
remember
Matt.
Drift. All of a sudden, he doesn't remember.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really remember.
You was
anybody
with
but
me,
Matt
bro.
really
How are you gonna do
champion.
that?
I
when
didn't want another false
You was
nine at the club,
there.
bro. I did
You
not
was
want another
there.
false nine.
Bro?
I
you
was
wa-
there.
Bro, you wanted Ugarte, you wanted Mazraoui, you wanted Musa Diaby.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Cal,
How
I'm
you
not
wanna
gonna
swap-
lie. Some of the players that you've wanted that have all ended up at Man United, it would have been wild if we'd have got them.
No,
I'm
you're
not
right. But
gonna
some of the
lie.
players I've also wanted to have gone to other clubs have been fantastic as well, right?
Yeah. But Mazraoui,
No one wanted Daka.
Xerxes and
Try.
Thingy.
Don't even
If
try.
they're at-
No
if
one
they're at
wanted
Liverpool,
Daka,
I'll be
bro.
devastated.
No, you're right. Name me some of the players that who have gone on to do really well, though. Now, name me some of the players that you both wanted that have gone out to other clubs and had done well as well.
Has Gakpo done well?
Yeah, he has. Well, yeah, he has. He hasn't been brilliant or amazing, but he's done well.
Interesting. What's he good at? Do you think he's good at anything?
Shooting.
Is that it? He's just good at shooting.
That's his main attribute, yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to say what else is his main attribute?
I'm just asking a question, bro. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking
Man, them
you.
in the chat are saying you said Patson Daka was serious as well. Still,
Yeah, of course I did. That's a running joke because none of us wanted Patson.
I'm just
Nice
saying.
try, though.
That's what man is saying in the
Nice,
chat.
nice try, though.
Since everyone's going on what I said in the chat, that's what.
Nice try. Oh, sorry. How can we forget? I wanted one. You wanted. Was it Zertsky? You wanted? Yeah.
I didn't want Zertsky.
Drift.
Once again,
Drift.
You did say you rate him, Cal.
there's a difference between saying I think he's good and wanting him at the club.
Okay. Okay.
What are we doing?
No,
here?
I'm sure I remember you saying that.
I'm
you would have
almost
signed
certain.
Xerxes.
Look,
I'm sure
this is
I
what
remember
Cal
you
said.
saying
Zertsky is a good player. You know, he's a very, very good player. You
I
rate
take him
Zertsky.
at
You rated
Liverpool.
him.
He's a good player.
I'm sure I've heard you say that.
I'm just saying, fam.
Yes, he's a good player. I never said I take
Remember,
him at
the
Liverpool.
chat
No,
will never lie.
know
They
what
will
I'm
not.
saying?
They will not lie for me. They will not lie for Drift. They will not lie for you.
This is what
the
I'm
chat
saying.
will tell you the truth.
I say things and it gets completely misconstrued.
No, the chat will just set you free. That's what it is. I've just learned to, bro. If they're gonna bring up my horrors, I've said Matt's Vife, I've said Timo Werner, but you've got to accept.
This is all because I said that I'd swap Cameron for Gravenberch, you know.
No, you just got
one day about the green screen. This is what Matt turns into.
Oh my days! Stop trying to deflect. You're trying to deflect.
I'm not.
I don't know why you're deflecting.
Where it all started from.
You're deflecting from the fact of you don't rate Gravenberch as highly as what I thought you did. Which, to be fair, I'm not surprised because
Hold on. Wait.
Again.
No. Wait. What have I said today?
He's rattled because I haven't even finished what I was going to say.
You're telling lies.
How am I telling lies? What lie did I say?
Hold on. Drift.
What lie did I say?
You think Camavinga is one of the best centre midfielders in world football?
What lie did I say?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So me saying I think I would swap him for Gravenberch, does that say I don't rate Gravenberch?
You don't even need to explain yourself. I'm not even doing the whole explaining to you.
Drift, does that suggest I don't rate Gravenberch?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. No.
Okay, cool.
It's upsetting, but it doesn't suggest that.
Okay, so it's lies then saying that.
Did you rate Zertsky though? Did you rate him?
Yeah, I did.
Did you rate Mazraoui?
Yeah, I still.
Did you rate Ugarte?
Yeah, I did.
Did you rate Diaby?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't want none of them. You didn't want none of them at the club though.
I wanted Moussa Diaby at Liverpool.
Did you want Mazraoui at right back?
Yeah, and I wanted Moussa.
Did you want Ugarte as a DM?
Yeah, I did. But I don't lie about my thing. I say it. Did you want Matt's wife to be our DM?
Yeah. I can. Right, this cool. Is what the difference between you. I can admit that. Yeah, I've said that. 100.
What? Not admit it.
Said that.
So the only reason, like I'm the only one with howlers on here. Everyone's got howlers.
It's not even that. The only reason why I'm pressing you is because you apparently remember I wasn't even here. The people when I came back onto the screen.
Yes or no?
So did you? I can't. Is this what we're gonna do now? So we've both want the same player. So we both wanted the same player, and in fact, I said Lenny Euro is a good prospect. I said it's someone that we should be looking at. I've never once said we have to wholeheartedly go get him.
You wanted Euro.
You wanted Mazraoui, and you wanted, bruv. You can't sit here and lie and say you didn't want Ugarte.
Whenever I once said I didn't want Ugarte,
so you did want Ugarte then.
Drift. He just asked me the question. What was my answer?
Did you want Ugarte? Yes or no? Said, yeah. I wanted you to reaffirm. So did you want Mazraoui?
Drift, you heard me say it clearly, right?
Did you want Mazraoui?
Yeah.
Matt, so
you wanted Mazraoui?
I don't know I'm being asked these questions when you heard it and everyone else in the chat heard it. It makes no sense, does it?
I don't know, man. For someone that's got a great memory, you can't remember that you said Delap earlier in the show, which is kind of crazy. That's why I have to ask you twice, bro.
Drift, he asked me about the Delap thing, and didn't I said Delap as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you're reaffirming now. So you're reaffirming.
Hold on, everything he's saying like right now is a lie.
So you're saying yes then to everything I'm saying.
Drift, have I said yes or no?
You lot are confusing the fuck out of me.
It's nothing to be confused about. Matt
it's something so simple. Already. Cal wanted. Do you know what it is? Cal.
So Matt, why do you keep re-asking him the same question?
This is what I want to know. Why?
Because he said I'm a liar, but apparently, do you know the reason why I'm going back and forth? Yeah. This guy tried to say that I said Valverde is like Gerrard. That's cap.
Oh,
that's a lie.
So that's what he's harboring. So because he's harboring, though,
why are you gonna lie? You've got the best. You got the best memory, but now you're lying. What are we doing here?
Saying I've got the best memory. Why are you doubting?
Hold on, no, wait. You got the best memory, but apparently I compared Valverde to Gerrard. What?
Did you want Lavia?
Huh? Yeah, I did want Lavia. 100%.
Okay, cool. So we both got howlers. We can both 100%. Agree. Me, you, and Drift have all had howlers.
This all stemmed from you didn't want to be honest at the beginning, because remember I wasn't here at the beginning. You wanted to sell, or you would have traded. Sorry, for Camavinga, innit?
And this is why.
And then you doubled down and said you'd swap. Was it McAllister and Gravenberch for Valverde and who's the other? Camavinga, innit?
And this is why I wanted to move on, because whenever we compare Liverpool players to other players, automatically we say Liverpool players are better.
That's not the case, though. I think sometimes we underrate players like Cody Gakpo and Gravenberch. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. And sometimes we overrate players like Naby Keita. So we move. AJ Knows Ball says, who's more suited to the
Prem? And Ugarte and Mazraoui. We could do this all day, bro.
We can.
I don't understand.
That's why I said we move.
I'm talking about Liverpool players now.
And I just mentioned Liverpool players, so why did you mention?
I understand, but why didn't you respond when I said? But why didn't you respond when I say Gakpo and Gravenberch?
You just said some of us underrate players.
Do you rate Gakpo and Gravenberch?
You just said some people underrate Gravenberch.
Do you rate Gravenberch and Gakpo? Do you rate Gravenberch and Gakpo?
Hold on, what are we doing? Drift.
I'm not asking you. Do you rate them,
Matt? Matt, what are we doing there?
I'm genuinely asking, do you rate them?
Am I speaking another language?
You must be.
No, but I'll tell you what's happened. You said you'll get rid of Gravenberch.
No, I
So this is the question.
You lot are lying. When did I say I'd get rid of Gravenberch?
Well, when you said you're swapping for Camavinga.
So that's not getting rid of Gravenberch. He's swapping Gravenberch.
Well, no, but in Matt's eyes, it was Gravenberch. And then when you said
in Matt's eyes, Matt's being emotional.
You won't answer the question, though.
And then the Valverde thing about Gerrard. So now Matt is on a revenge mission.
Oh, Matt's being
emotional. I wasn't even there. Remember Drift.
So this is part of the revenge
as good as
mission,
Cows, but I remember I wasn't there for the question that was asked.
Emotional and not using facts. Is that what we're saying?
Facts. Hold on. If we want to use facts and we'll take emotion out of it, something that I'm very well doing, bro. Listen to what I'm going to say. No, but it is though. Cal, take emotion out of it. Take emotion out of it. Was I there when you said you would trade Gravenberch for Camavinga? Was I even on screen, or was that a fact?
I didn't say it when you.
So is that a fact? Oh, sorry, you went on screen, didn't you? You went on screen.
Yeah, so I didn't say.
So the people wanted me to ask you,
and I answered the question.
So there we go.
But no, it's not there we go.
So what's emotion got to do out of it if I'm asking you a question? I don't get it.
I've said I would swap Camavinga for Gravenberch.
Saying things like Naby Keita, who doesn't even play for the club, is emotional. I'm speaking about players that are impressive
and all that. So you started. So as I was saying, I said I would swap Camavinga.
Speaking about current players, bro.
I said I would swap Camavinga for Gravenberch, but that doesn't make Gravenberch a rubbish player. But because I said I'd swap Gravenberch for Camavinga, all of a sudden I don't rate Gravenberch. Is that what happened, Drift? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I don't know how highly you take. I don't know how highly you rate Gravenberch.
I don't get what we're doing here. It's that simple.
No, but hold on a second. If you're willing to swap a player, what I'm saying is
what we're doing in 2025.
No. What I'm saying is this: it's something so simple. If you're willing to trade a player,
I don't know why we keep on going over it.
All right, let me land. It's something very, very easy to understand. You said you would trade a player, and I'm looking at you like, oh, you. Why would you trade that player? I rate him highly, and so does Drift. And I literally said, this is facts, not emotion. Go back and watch the announcement video for Gravenberch. That's all I said. Then you got triggered. No, but that's all I said.
Because it's a lie. You said your exact words were, go back and watch it because Cal didn't want Gravenberch. Were those your words, yes or no?
Cal, did you want a different profile of defender? DM, yes or no?
Yes, but I wasn't upset we signed Gravenberch. Two things can be right at the same
profile.
Time. What are we doing here? Are you saying two things can't be right at the same time?
Cal, you wanted a different profile of midfielder.
I'm going to get the video because you're not listening. I'll get the video.
Cal, you wanted a different profile of midfielder. Go and get the video.
I'm going to
go get the video, bro. Go get the video. I don't understand.
Are you going to apologize when you're wrong?
Why would I be wrong when you wanted a different profile of midfielder?
There's only point me showing the video.
Drift, hold on. Drift. So I'm not getting mad. Drift. Was you in agreement that Cal wasn't happy when we signed Gravenberch? Yes or no? Genuine question, Drift. This ain't even trying to put you in it.
Yeah, I was in agreement. Yeah.
All right then, but apparently I'm lying or I'm gaslighting. I'm doing the most. But there's someone right next to me who agrees with me. What are we doing?
No, well, I said unenthusiastic about the signing.
Why would you be unenthusiastic about a signing? Why would you be?
It's very
genuine question.
It's very
genuine question because you wanted a different profile in it.
So why are we asking the same question then?
But why can't you? This is the bit I don't understand. You won't admit, that you wasn't really that happy when we signed Gravenberch because you wanted a different profile. You're not saying you dislike the player, but you wanted a different profile. Is that wrong for me to say?
Matt,
is that wrong for me to say?
I said I was happy we signed Gravenberch, but we needed a combative midfield. I don't get how two things can't be right at the same time.
I don't understand. But are you gonna admit that you was lying when you said that I compared Gerrard to Valverde though?
No, because you have.
This is what I mean.
So when we did the draft video of the
I spoke about his long range shooting. One aspect is that me comparing the full player.
Let's move on, boys. Let's move on now. We've been going around.
So because someone shoots, I've compared them to Gerrard.
I've been trying to move on for the last half an hour, bro.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
So what? Have I been having a conversation by myself, or have you been talking as well?
Because I'm answering the same question.
I'm confused here. Half an hour. I fully get it if you wasn't saying nothing, but bro, we're having a conversation. Because man's acting like he wasn't.
I don't get it.
I've been asked the same question for the last 30 minutes, answering the same
Bro,
time.
man's acting like you didn't say you're bringing up previous signings that I got wrong.
How many times I tried to read the super chat, Jiff? Jiff, how many times I tried to read the super chat?
Hold on a minute, but you were chatting as well.
4 times.
Is this what we're really gonna do? You doing one of these ones? I wasn't involved. When you me and you having a conversation. What?
Hey, lads, let's just move on, man.
What are we doing?
No, I need to ask you, bro. You wouldn't even admit when you're lying and you got the best memory.
Let's move on, man.
You just said, which is an oxymoron in itself, because you're saying I'm lying, but I've got the best memory. Which is
You have selective memory, Carl, clearly, because what I'm trying to explain to you,
every question
I've never in my life compared Gerrard to Valverde. That's the biggest cap ever, bro. Ever.
Okay.
I've told you that. Have you ever heard me compare Gerrard to Valverde? Ever, bro?
No, I don't think I have. No.
I don't understand. Why would I?
Drift, can I ask you a question? Every question I've been asked here, have I answered?
Do you know what? Do you know? Just to end it, let's end it. You know what we should do to end it? Let's run the gravel. Let's run the Gravenberch intro.
Well, I'm meant to be started. I was meant to have started another show half an hour ago.
Let's run the intro then.
What do you mean run the intro of the Gravenberch video? The intro, we didn't speak about the intro. We didn't speak about the intro.
You said you was gonna get the tape. I was waiting.
I'm gonna chop up the tape.
I was patiently waiting. You said you was gonna do it.
And I asked, what did I ask Matt? Drift, what did I ask Matt?
Let me guess. The guy with the best memory forgot he was gonna do it.
I said when Matt's wrong, are you gonna apologize? And he said, what do I have to apologize for?
Yeah, that did happen.
So what's the point of me running the video then?
All right, cool.
Because all he's going to do is move the goalpost. He's going to lift it on his shoulders and move the
goalpost.
Nothing
to move the goalpost. I don't understand. This is the bit what I'm really confused.
Let's move on.
This all started because my man tried to lie. But this is what happens when you lie, Drift. Don't lie, innit? That's what I'm saying. You tried to lie
27 minutes
and put something out there that was false.
Not arguing, bro. Someone's arguing.
This is the bit. That's the bit. Don't lie, though, innit? You just don't lie. Why would I lie? I don't lie what I say.
You do lie. What do you mean you don't lie? You've lied today about 17 times, bro.
Bro, you've lied about freaking Gerrard and Valve. I've never lied. I've never said that, bro.
Drift, I want to ask you a question.
Oh,
Have I ever said I don't rate Gravenberch? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Did
I say you don't rate him or rate him as highly as me and Drift? Drift is what I said to you, broski.
Don't change your wording.
What Drift? No. Again, selective memory. Drift, you know what I said to him? Do you know what I said to you? Sorry. I said in that announcement video, Drift, you can tell Cal didn't rate him as much as obviously we do. He wanted a different profile of midfielder. Am I lying, Drift, when I said that? Go back and watch the tape. Literally, I said it 2 minutes ago. Thank you, bro. Jesus Christ.
Drift, did I ever say I was unhappy we signed
this man just be capping, bruv.
No, you didn't, no.
Okay, so by that metric, you said yes to Matt and yes to me, so 2 things can be right at the same time, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's all I wanted to hear. Fantastic.
Can you agree though with the best memory that you can lie though?
No.
Just quick question.
No, there's a difference between lying and getting it wrong. If I get it wrong, I'll hold my hands up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But you wouldn't admit that though. But when I said that, you would admit it.
I'm saying, hold on, wait. If I'm saying I don't think I'm wrong, then I'm not going to have you say I'm a liar. I will happily have you prove to me that I'm wrong, and then I will say sorry. Those are 2 different things. I'm not lying.
But you kind of doubled down and said, no. But you,
I think I heard. If you think I'm wrong, fairs. Prove I'm wrong. Then I'll say, you know what, Matt, I was wrong. But I'm not a liar. You've lied.
But you made a statement that tried to make me look like I was lying. That's what I didn't like.
Where did I make a statement that
because you said Matt, you compared him to Gerrard.
Smirk on your face, bro. When you know what I'm saying,
I'm not shouting, you know. I'm talking normal. I'm not being emotional. There's no need to shout. There's no need to shout.
Can you help?
There's no need to shout. What I'm saying is, don't say something if you're not sure.
Matt, I think you might have got a bit twisted up a few times.
No, but what I'm saying is, don't say something if you're not sure.
I think you might have got a bit twisted up today. I think Cal rattled you with a few things, and now you've like.
But he didn't rattle me. What I'm trying to say is, don't lie. No, because you can't make a statement and then say, "Oh, I think I got it wrong." But now you're gonna try and do the apology.
No, but you can get something wrong without it being a lie.
I'm just saying. But when I was speaking and said I never said that, Cal was like, "Yes, you did." He wasn't he wasn't backing down at that point. You know, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, but
it's only now. It's only now when it's calmed down.
He remembers hearing you say
only now it's calmed down. Now you want to do the whole. Well, if I got it wrong, I'll say sorry. But at the time, he didn't want to say it. Huh?
No, but you can think something without being a liar, though, bro, because. Lying is on purpose.
But if I've said I've never said it, you're not supposed to take what I've said as face value.
All right, then, Matt. You're a liar because you said I never won any grabbing birch. You're a liar.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
You're a liar.
Oh my God. This is. Do you know? Lock the show, man. Just lock the show, man. I ain't got time.
You're a liar as well, man. So we're both liars. Then.
Are
we both liars? Yes or no?
What I don't understand is this. It's something so simple. I wasn't even in the conversation. The chat brought me into the conversation. Minding my business, yeah. Then the chat say Cal would sell, he would trade Gravenberch for Camavinga. And I was like,
one, by the way.
I was like, hold on, what? Why would he do that? Then I thought to myself, but you know what it is though? Cal really rates Camavinga highly, 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 which is fair to say because he's cold. And I think Gravenberch is cold, but I wouldn't trade Gravenberch for Camavinga, right?
Exactly. So that's when
and all I'm saying is this: you don't rate him as highly as potentially as me and Drift do.
No, but
because it was
maybe I rate him on the same level, but I just rate Camavinga higher than both of you do. But the conversation could have ended there, but you didn't want it to.
I'll leave it there, man. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Okay, cool. So we're good now.
I'm just gonna leave it there, man. We're good, man.
Brilliant.
We're good. We'll leave it there, man. We'll leave it there.
Can I read the super now? Are we good now?
Go
All right, cool. As I was saying, AJ knows ball. Who's more suited to the Prem? Camavinga and Valverde or McAllister and Gravenberch?
This is gonna bring back the whole argument.
No, it's McAllister and Gravenberch. Any other answer is wrong. You happy?
I think it's Camavinga and Valverde still.
Oh, mad. Andrew, what does Slot have against Elliot? He's a baller. I don't think he rates Elliot as a number 10 because he's not physical enough in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't rate him like that.
You don't rate him.
You don't rate him like that.
But he should have more trust in him.
Yeah.
By the way, people, you do know Matt was trolling with that last answer, right?
No, they actually believe me. That's the thing.
I know.
Like, people need to allow the comments like Matt get KFC and all that. Can't I have an argument about food being mentioned or like a discussion or a heated argument? Does it have to be food all the time? Like,
because people are thinking you're not yourself and you're hungry.
Bro, I'm so normal. Me and Cal were just having a heated battle about what we thought of players. That's it, bro.
You know it's not done though, innit? You know I'm going to go through the videos.
Oh, I know you will.
Yeah. So,
that's petty, Cal. I thought you just said you. I thought you said you're gonna leave it, bro.
Because I want him to see himself when we mentioned Gravenberch, and me and you were doing this, and Cal's like this. When we signed Gravenberch, Cal was like this.
Yeah, it's not done. Like it's not. It won't be done until I have to say I apologize, Matt, or Matt to say I apologize, Cal. It's not done. It's not done.
That's petty.
No, let him, Drift. Let him.
It's done on stream.
Because people say I'm petty. Done. Let him.
It's not done.
Let him.
Mr. Whoopsie says Mike Drop is a decent player.
No, that's some trolling.
Yeah, tried a little thing there. Didn't really work out. Mantis says Cal wanted Anthony at Liverpool. Can you confirm that, boys? Did I say I wanted Anthony at Liverpool?
No, I know what they're trying to do. I know exactly what they're trying to do.
I'm not even trying to get into the. Did I want Anthony at Liverpool? Yes or no?
I can't remember.
I know what they're trying to do. You know the answer to that.
I'm just saying. Matt lies, Drift lies, Cal lies, and the chat lies. That's so that's where we're at now, yeah?
I don't lie.
Okay. Tron, Cal's scandalous. If that's what you believe, Tron, that's your truth, bro. Foot LFC says, question option 1. Arsenal give us a guard of honor, but we draw or lose the game. Option 2, no guard of honor, but we beat Arsenal and clinch the title. I take a draw against Arsenal if they give us a guard of honor.
No, I'm taking option 2. I'll whoop their ass.
Nah, I take a draw against Arsenal.
There's nothing more sweeter than beating Arsenal. So I'm not, like the guard of honor is for banter. I would much rather we put the nail in the coffin.
No, I want it to be a cold, rainy day at Anfield, brother, and I want them to stand there in the cold.
Byron, don't even try it, bro.
I want them to stand there and clap, and I'll take the draw.
Oh yeah, they definitely need to make sure
100%, 100%.
Do you know this pause culture is so bad? Yeah. Do you know today I wrote out a tweet? Yeah, and I put. Hold on. Let me actually quote myself properly. And this is how bad pause culture is. I had to change it because I knew what people was gonna say. So what I actually tweeted was, make your applause. Make sure your applause is strong and loud during the guard of honor. Yeah, that's what I tweeted today.
There's no pause.
But what I originally put was, make sure your claps. And then I was like, I know for a fact somebody is gonna say,
I'd have got you on that one, Drift. I can't lie, bro.
Yeah, I know. So I had to auto correct myself and be like, what's a posh way of saying clap?
I'd have put a Diddy. I'd have just responded with a Diddy.
Applause or something, minute. Like, you can't say.
Yeah,
this pause culture is out of control. Man can't even put clapping in a tweet without people taking.
No, you can't, bruv. You can't.
I'd have literally just put a Diddy gif underneath it. Kept it moving. Dell says all this because Naby was mentioned. It's the Gravenberch thing that got him.
Oh my day, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Oh,
big up Uncle Rod's in the building. Go subscribe to his channel. Big up the man, them straight Kopish for life. Big up yourself, Uncle Rods.
Right, big up, man.
Have either of you got anything to say before we wrap up the show? If not, forever.
I ain't got nothing to say.
If not, forever hold your peace.
I ain't got nothing to say, man.
Matt, you know we're gonna finish this offline, though, innit?
Oh, 100%, bro.
Cool. As long as we both know, it is what it is.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
And Drift your referee, bro. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Just like Trent Scouse, you should stay at Liverpool. You're part of Kopish, so you're the referee.
Listen, we're gonna go back and watch the tape of the Gravenberch team.
I've already got the tape. I'll send you the link. I'm gonna put it in the group. Cool. We'll do that right.
We're gonna have a big summer. That's the last thing I want to say. So people get ready for it. Liverpool's having a big summer.
Because you know what, actually, there's one thing I'm gonna say before we end. There's so much things I could say, but I can't say.
Say them if you want.
Nah, I'm gonna private chat it.
We've all got skeletons.
No,
we've all got skeletons.
What's this? Don't say anything. Just read it.
Today has been one hell of a petty show.
No, but I've said that on lives.
Don't say anything.
I asked you that today as well. No, I didn't ask that question, but I've said that.
No, you asked me that today. That was way back now, not now. Yeah.
What's the killer, Matt? Is a lot of things I say about that player you agree with deep down. You just don't want to say it.
That's not even the case, though.
That's
all I'm gonna say.
Imran, hold on. Yeah, I can't read that. I can read the first bit. Big up Imran says, big up Misha. Can't read the full thing there. Mr. Whoopsie says, imagine if Endo scores the league winning goal. That'd be incredible. I can't lie.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, the only person who I think would be better than doing that would be Joey, but obviously he's not even going to be fit again, I don't think.
No, Joey's back running and all that.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Joey's back running. Right, people. Officially.
Has you lot's chat disappeared, or is it just?
Yeah, it's come back.
No, mine did. I thought my thing was about to shut off, bro.
No,
my thing froze.
Oh yeah, it's back. Yeah.
Officially, we're gonna round off now. What shows? Who's got shows on tomorrow?
I potentially, but I'm not sure.
Villa PSG tomorrow, guys. Make sure you're there. Or B Square should be a good one.
Oh no, you're not. It's me on the Sam channel tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I may do the Barca game tomorrow. Maybe I'll let you guys know though. But I feel like that one's kind of a done deal. That's 4-0 Barca. So I'll let you guys know if I'm going to do that one.
A9 makes a good point in terms of like to just be shady on Arsenal. How can Endo score the league winning goal when the league's already won?
Facts.
Matt, what's this? Matt going KFC chicken bucket. This is what I'm talking about, bro. I swear down. It's crazy. The narrative on here is crazy. I swear.
I've had people say my apple juice has been spiked. I've had people actively trying to campaign to get me off the channel, bro.
This narrative that all I do is eat food is crazy.
What's the biggest bucket you'd go for on a personal level, though, man?
That's crazy. That's actually insane.
Kids and wife are on holiday, and it's just you. What's the biggest you're going with the bucket?
This is what I mean. This whole narrative.
Matt, you say what you want, yeah? You might have the food thing. People think I've got a curse, bro. A generational curse. Someone asked me if the curse has been passed down to my children.
This, like, 2 family buckets.
That's crazy.
What?
That's 20, isn't it?
I don't know, bro.
That's crazy, even still.
Matt, we need your food channel right now. You lot take the piss. I can't even lie. You lot take the piss. See the narrative that's been brought on this channel that all that is crazy.
People, we're going to wrap up there. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Head over to Matt's Big Up channel and Drifty's Big Up channel to go and make sure if they're live tomorrow, you're checking it out. People, 1,000 likes we need on this video. 1,000 likes.
100.
You know what to do, people. Until we see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish from out, people. Take care.
Peace.
Wings for life.